Ladies, gentlemen, folks in general aggregate, brought to you by Universe Power Adults. The same formulation as kids, but the bottle says fuck when you open it. Not even any of the other cusses, it just says fuck. It says fuck every time you open it. It's got big, beady little eyes, and everyone has more or less the same body outline, and they just say fuck all the time. It's the Petware Show! What's up, everybody? Apologize for the delay. And delay is going to cause a little bit of further scuff down the line. I had some stuff I had to take care of as soon as I hit the go live. You know how it goes sometimes. I've got yummy soda and I've got yummy water because I'm going to be talking about it at the start. What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Haas Beard with that 14-monther. Thank you so much. Lita, 12-monther. Thank you. Troy, welcome in. Oh, so glad to hear further used correctly. Oh. It's true. Kaz says fuck every time you open them also. I've heard it several times. We've tried to stop him. Something's just wired wrong. Alrighty. Sorry, I'm so kind of getting back into the gear. I was in my gear. I was all ready to go, and that thing kind of threw me off. Oh, let me unpin that. Let me unpin that. That's no longer relevant. That'd be very confusing to someone first seeing it, I think. There we go. So yeah, the Game Awards. We had those Game Awards. And I don't care to talk... Like, my VOD didn't get muted, also, as far as I can tell. So, like, I don't even need to talk about how angry other shit in the Game Awards made me. You can go look at that yourself. It's a great VOD. Me and Lita having a great time with it. Me making way too strong a rum and coke. Fueling my energy. Me getting so excited about a game that I hurt my throat the next day. Yeah, thank you for the sub, guys. I forgot to actually say thank you for the sub. The hot 14-monther. Ah. Yeah, all that shit. A lot of other shit. But you know what? Frankly, I try to find joy in life, so I was there for the trailers. I was honestly just there for the trailers, and I will now go through them. Most of them. There's a few I took off the list because I really don't care to talk about. Or, like, I have nothing to... less I care to talk about it, more I had nothing to say about some of these games. But, I was going to set it up so that I could play the trailers for people, but part of the scuff is that I had to redo my website capture scene for the Game Awards a little bit, because parts were getting cut off because of how I usually have it cut for when I do the dulls and whatnot. And I was gonna go in there and fix it while I was loading. And then I had to get up. So I no longer had the time to do that. And I was about to sit and like have that still do it while you guys are waiting past the load time, but I decided not to. So if you get curious, I'll name the game. And I'll give a little bit of time for you to load up the trailer yourself if you want to see it. And then I'll begin to ramble. And I've got most of the list, and the thing I copied it from is in alphabetical order, so we're not going in order of the game themselves. So I'll kind of probably pick from random a few times. I know what I'm talking about last, because it's one I want to talk about a little more time, maybe. But let's see. All right. What were we seeing? What were the new reveals? Let's touch on the stuff that had already been announced before first, real quick, right? Like, we got Resident Evil Requiem. Big Capcom Day, I think. We have Resident Evil Requiem, the new Resident Evil game. The big reveal on this one is that Leon Sex Kennedy is back, and he's handsomer than ever. And also, they've given him a chainsaw. He's got his fucking revenge. He learned from the best. Leon Sex Kennedy is here with his chained saw for everyone to enjoy. I'm looking forward to Requiem. Even though I will also say I've honestly barely actually played a Resident Evil game, except for 4. I played 4 multiple times. But yeah, I've really liked the new vibe he's got. Definitely like, here's Leon like 10 years later. Hey, he's still really hot, but he's got a little gray in his hair now. Just a little bit. Fucking... And I feel like he's gotten a little pointier. Like, he's gotten a little pointier in response to Chris Redfield getting wider and wider. I don't know if you've really been tracking Chris Redfield through the years. That boy is wide as fuck now. It's crazy. They really bigging him out. But yeah, there's it sounds like the idea for Requiem is they're going with a dual protagonist thing. but not in the way they've done in previous games. And where this one, it's really more like both the Resident Evil games are in this game. Because there's Resident Evil survival horror, where it's scary, move around, try to get in many fights, conserve your resources, the thing's scary. And then there's Resident Evil action horror, where ammo drops out of the enemies and you're hitting the kick button and you're doing sick flips. And then there's the third type of Resident Evil where, what was the name of the Village, and what was the one before Village? What they actually call that? What was the name of that one? 7 and 8. Well, I can't remember what they called the one before Village. Anyway, 7 and 8 was like a third type of Resident Evil game where it's sort of a hybrid. There's a lot more combat, but it's still kind of scary. So that one's, I'm not sure if what they're gonna have for Grace, I believe is her name, is gonna be a hybrid of survival horror and the Ethan horror, for lack of a better phrase. And then the Leon part's gonna be full fucking action horror, which they frankly haven't done for a while. Unless you count RE2 Remake, kind of putting it back. Was it just Resident Evil 6? No, Village was 8, my man. Village is 8. 7 was the one before Village. Because Village is the VIII. And then whatever the one was in 7 had VII in it somehow. Because they're cheeky bastards like that. They do that same kind of thing with the Monster Hunter logos, actually. If you look at the Monster Hunter logos, you'll find a number in them, which is the number, like the mainline number, even though they've stopped using the numbers. But yeah, so it's two different types. So there's going to be the survival horror and the action horror, and I think it's going to be really fun to be able to go through those. And also, it's going to be nice that it kind of feels like they're going, hey, 7 was just Resident Evil. It might have been just called Resident Evil and then the VIL. It was Biohazard. That's right. They called it Resident Evil Biohazard, and the VIL was very clearly the 7. That's it. I forgot they called it Biohazard, and that was the whole fucking trick. I think. Did they? Fuck, I don't remember anymore. Hey, this stream is a no pragmata fucking conspiracy theory zone. I'm done with it. You're on a ledge. Sunkiki. All right. I'm looking forward to it. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It looks like it's going to be fun for everybody who's like Resident Evil. And I'm a big fan of how they're kind of going back to how the games were before the Ethan stuff, storyline-wise. They're like, because they kind of felt like with the Ethan games, we weren't so much worrying about a whole lot of the other stuff that had gone on, except for how it would bubble in here and there. It was very much Ethan's story in this world. And then Requiem, like, we're going back. We're going to nuclear Raccoon City. And a character from that's the daughter of one of the characters in Outbreak, I think? Or one of the side games. That's her daughter. And then Leon Seth Kennedy, of course, as we all know. So, really looking forward to that game. Not beating the Capcom fanboy allegations. I'll never beat those allegations, and I'll never try. And then we saw this. I have less to say about the other two that I want to touch on. I saw there's a new Warframe update, and every time there's a new Warframe update, I go, I don't want to get back in the Warframe. Then I actually think about getting back in the Warframe, and I think about all the shit I have to grind that I'm still not quite through, that they've never ever gone back and lightened the load on, and then I stop feeling like getting back in the Warframe. Kind of. There's like a 15% urge at all times to get back in the Warframe. So who knows? Maybe you'll see a Warframe Guerrilla stream at some point where I'm trying to get back in the saddle. And then Saros. S-A-R-O-S. Saros. I still really don't know what to think about this game. I feel like they are still not showing me anything that will show me how the game plays. And I don't mean that in the direct control the man part. I mean the loop. What are you doing? Like, what's the point? Kinda. Not really the point. I don't mean the point. What are you doing in that game in a broad loop sense? Like with Darkest Dungeon, the gameplay is the part where you're in there moving. You have your guys and you're telling them to do the attacks, and then what you're doing is that whole sequence and then tying in the stuff at the town and managing and everything. Like that whole structure. I have no idea what the structure of Saros looks like. And it's amazing how much of that game they've showed without me being able to figure out what the structure of that game is. Like, it makes me a little worried about it. It looks like it's very stylish. It also looks kind of like... Oh, and by the way, some of y'all will definitely heard me say a lot of these things before, because I have talked about these in some of my other places, but now I'm the streamer, and I have full authority, and I'm speaking from a position of my power now. So, Saros, like, what struck me is I saw they showed a boss and like bullet hell pattern, but the bullet hell pattern they showed was just this big circular thing that you simply dashed forward through, right? And it makes you wonder if the whole thing is going to be very flashy looking attacks, and you really are just dash left, dash right, dash forward, jump to get through it. Like just and then you're through it, which isn't bad, right? I'm not saying that as a negative. I would like it to be clear. I think there's absolutely a space for games to make someone who can't do a bunch of fancy shit feel like they're doing fancy shit. I think that's super valid and a good thing to have in video games. I do want to know if it's like that going in. Because what happened to me was I saw Zenless Zone Zero, and I saw you doing a bunch of fancy ass shit in that game. I thought, that seems like fun, I'll play it. And you're not actually doing all that fancy shit. All that stuff is just kind of firing on its own if you hit the buttons right. You know, like the combo, like the play is very simple. Like I like the look of Zenless Zone Zero. I like that it's out there. Not for me, unfortunately. The amount of fancy compared to the control of it made me play it bad. I don't know how to put it. It's kind of a Benoit Blanc situation where it's something stupid enough he can't figure it out. Also, I just saw Glass Onion last night, so that's in my head. Oh, fuck, I love those movies. The new one's out. I gotta watch the new one. But yeah, those are the games I want to touch on. And yeah, Bad Souls is a gacha game. And I know it's got a control like that because it's a phone game, right? Like, I should have known going in it was going to be like that. Genshin Impact had that same thing for me where, like, I don't know, if it's an action-y game and it's a phone game, I just can't get into it because the controls have to be simplified too far down. Star Rail was like an RPG where you just selected commands. That was a different matter. So we're through that. That's the stuff I wanted to touch on. Now we're going to go ahead and think about the reveals. Let's see. What do I want to start with? You know, let's start bringing up Gang of Dragon. Because I'm thinking about Wide Men. Gang of Dragon is the new game by, what's his name? Is it Nagoshi? The guy who was the head of the Yakuza games, who was the head of Like a Dragon Studio, or RGG Studios, that then took off and formed his own studio, and has immediately proceeded to make a Yakuza game that he put Dragon in the title of. You can't do that, man. Come on, man. That's too much. But the game looks pretty fun. We're not sure I'm not sure if it'll be good. It looks fun. And you're, what's his name? Ma Dong-seok? Korean actor. So already interesting move from the RGG series, which was, I would say, historically nationalistically Japanese. Of almost any time you had other nationality criminals coming in there, it was a problem. But not every time. So, you know. But often. But this one I get, like, I'm not sure if I don't have a clear memory right now if you were in Japan or if you're in Korea. But you're definitely playing the whitest Korean man. Yeah, Ma Dong-seok. That is definitely not how you pronounce that, but we're going to go with it. He was on our side, he was Gilgamesh in the Eternals, one of the few roles I actually liked in there. I've been looking into that guy a little more. I got to watch some of his movies because I really want to see a 10-foot wide man slap the ever-loving shit out of people. I saw this fucking fight scene where a guy pulls a knife on him. It's like, okay, oh, good. You stabbed that guy out there. Here, put this in this evidence bag. He pulls out this evidence bag and, like, shit all flying out of his pockets, which is a great shot. All right, put it in here. And the guy swings it at him. And he, like, backs up. And he looks annoyed. And he just hits him with this tremendous open hand slap that looks like it should have sent him flying across the road. So, based on just knowing that those guys know how to make those games, and the fact they got this guy to be on point, really makes me interested in Gang of Dragon. Now, hopefully, if I were going to take any major diversion from the Yakuza series for Gang of Dragon, I would ask that it please have about 75% less other shit to do. Not that I don't like that in Yakuza, but it's because I like that in Yakuza. If I'm going to come over here, don't make me do all that shit. Maybe this one's just a game, huh? Just a regular game and not a Shenmue? Maybe, please? Just for me, as a favor to me? We've got Ontos. Ontos is a game by the guys who made Soma, which should be all you need to know. It looks like it's doing their usual insane body horror shit. Honestly, I don't know what else to say other than Ontos is by the makers of Soma. That's all you need to know to sell it, but it looked phenomenal. And it threw me off when people started talking, because I'm so used to like how Soma, you weren't talking to people. It was all robots, all your PDA. There wasn't a person left in Soma, probably on the planet, but you know. I suppose Soma. Anyway, Ontos, makers of Soma. All you need to know, that game's gonna be sick. Keep an eye on that. Let's have a negative opinion. Let's switch over to a negative opinion. Saw a flash of Deborah Wilson in that trailer. True, the ending would peak. Do you mean Soma? Or do you mean Ontos? Because actually, I think we talked about this during the Game Awards stream. Yeah, they actually have an eye for actors. For sure, they have an eye for actors. Because Soma had these live action... It had this live action miniseries where the episodes were like 10, 15 minutes long, right? And we watched those on Lita's stream a while back. And it was one of those acting jobs where I'm first seeing them, and I'm like, I'm not sure how I feel about these guys. You know, like you're not like I wasn't totally on board with some of the acting at first. The thing was, they were all saving up their acting for when the actual thing started. And when things started getting bad, everyone was fucking on point. Excellent stuff. Like, I don't know how much the Soma team was responsible for those, but the more they're responsible for it, the better. But yeah, I'm absolutely rock solid confident that they know exactly what kind of acting to get. Sorry, burping a little bit. But Ontos, very excited for Ontos. That is a high likelihood of me streaming. I'll kind of throw that in here and there. High likelihood of me streaming Ontos. Let's have a let's have a negative opinion. Let's talk about Decrepit, which is only a medium problem. This was that first-person dungeon crawler looking thing, kind of looked like a first-person Souls, which, if you're nasty, you'll hear first-person Souls and think, wait, do you mean Kingsfield? And yes, I do maybe mean Kingsfield. That game looked like kind of wooden and stiff and shitty, which could either mean it's a perfect Kingsfield, or it's a bad game that will make you want to go play Lunacid again. It didn't look like it was bringing that much interesting to the table art-wise, which is a thing to keep in mind. These games kind of need a little art. It looked very Kingsfield, which, to be honest, I don't recall Kingsfield being like particularly visually. What's up, F-Zero Racer? Yeah, in either case, it's Kingsfield. Welcome in, brother. But yeah, like I wouldn't say Kingsfield's a good Kingsfield. I haven't played a Kingsfield in a while. I played the first one back in the day. I think, no, was it Kingsfield 3 that I played? I played at Kingsfield and didn't ever get very far because I wasn't, how to put it, complete enough as a human to figure out how I was supposed to play Kingsfield. And I believe that's one of the games I tried to play before I had a memory card on my PlayStation. There was an arc for your boy where he had a PlayStation but not a memory card. And games he had included Final Fantasy VII that he was trying to get through. Yeah, I can see what they want. So I'm kind of optimistic about Decrepit, but I'm not full-throated optimistic. Let's say I'm optimistic, but I'm not anticipating. Decrepit's going to happen. I'm not going to think about Decrepit after the stream is over until it comes out. Type of deal, right? I don't think it's a negative. A quick aside to point out, there's that game, Tank Rat. Tank Rat looked like it looked like Auto Assault, to be honest, at first. That's the kind of vibe I got. That vehicle combat-ass game. Tank Rat seems to be a game where you have a tank that you super customize. And then you drive around and blow shit up in it. Which, okay. Yeah, give me that game. Looked like it wasn't going to be a huge, big budget thing. Tank Rat looking like maybe a 30, 40? Maybe a $30, $40 game. We'll see. We had the Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider's coming back. We had, there's, need to give me Battle Tanks vibes. I never touched that one, but I'll believe you. They looked cool. Someone else was saying something about another vehicle game where you could like super customize your vehicles. It might have been unrelated, but it's what I'm thinking of now, but I don't have the title. Wait, the Tomb Raider announcement was a little weird because I didn't fully realize until after the fact that they were both announcing the next Tomb Raider and like what I would call a AA remake of the first Tomb Raider, I guess. Maybe more of a re-envisioning would be a better idea, like giving you the first Tomb Raider updated a bit, a little more modernized, but it didn't look like they were trying to make Tomb Raider 1 remake, if you get me. Like, kind of like, oh, here, also we did this, and it's Tomb Raider 1. Which that's a good way to approach a remake of a game like that, I think. Just kind of do it. Just kind of casually do it. Because especially when it's a game that's ancient, like Tomb Raider. Like, old, way back. And it does look like we are fully getting away from that era where they were super concerned about we're like a smarter view on Tomb Raider. You've got to be careful to you want to save and protect Lara Croft. No, it looks like it's just Tomb Raider time. Raider boobs round instead of boxes. The woke mob strikes again. It's true. Had a really good remaster, so who else are they going to grab with the remake? I honestly had totally missed the remaster. Right? I think what will happen if the remake's price point is going to determine where that goes, right? Is this going to be another 30-40? Is this going to be a double A zone? A kind of cheaper $30-odd Tomb Raider game? Because, I think people will grab that. I'll grab that, probably. And then, honestly, I don't have much to say about the new one, because like I said, I couldn't tell which one was which during the trailer. They kind of shoved them together. But it still looks like... It looks like we're getting back to proper, kind of the Tomb Raider vibe. A little more. Which I approve of. We'll do a quick aside to go into... Kind of take on two games at once. Orbitals and Out of Words, which I don't have a lot to say about the game specifically, other than we are now seeing the birth of the Ferris-like genre. The Josef Ferris-like. I don't believe Orbitals or Out of Words are either like the Josef Ferris team. I forget the actual name of the team. But, It Takes Two. Brothers. He's very big on having a two-player game where it's like two-player cooperative gotten through it type of deal. Orbitals was the super anime one, where it was a very Urusei Yatsura look. Loom, very Ranma type, like that era. I kind of want to see an anime-style game that's going for nostalgia go a little further back. I want to see a game that looks like Space Battleship Yamato. It looks like Legend of Galactic Heroes. Give me that kind of... Where it wasn't... Why wouldn't you say it was cartoony anymore? Oh, you can make a bold assertion, sure. You may pay the price. What you may. But, yeah, it would be cool. I want to see it go further back. But both those games looked... I don't know, actually, because Orbitals was very concerned... Like, Orbitals and Out of Words, both. Those trailers weren't so much about, let me say, the couple slop, the BFF slop. I don't want to make new slops. I don't want to make new slop words. You're not wrong. But when I'm an older gentleman from a previous era, I would put like on the ends of my genres. But, no, it's kind of a bit, Bistro. The slop thing has started to get ironic. Ever since someone boldly asserted friend slop, no one, I don't think, I've never seen anyone say friend slop seriously except people whose opinions really don't matter. But it is a viable phrase. Someone says this game is friend slop, I know what they mean. Because, like, it's a very particular, it is a game where the number one usage of it is you're all home on Friday, and you load up the game, and you play it for 3 hours, and it's a vehicle to talk shit at each other. And the progression of it isn't nearly as important as the act of playing it. Geek, friend slot. Void Crew, which I've been playing lately, is in that category. Fucking Lethal Company, of course. Repo. I want to play some more Repo. Donchi wanted to do a collab with Repo or something. I should get back in touch with Donchi. Donchi's back around. I had to get at him. But yeah, Orbitals and Out of Words, their trailers were both much more about showing you that this was this type of game and then showcasing their art. And it's a real, like, it's a game I wouldn't go out of my way to play, but if someone rolled up and wanted to do one with me, I would, type of deal. I'm not the one who's going to walk out and want to play that. Like the funny negative connotation of you want to play a game with your friends. Yeah, that's that. The person who first said it, I think, was a 4chaner, so it's like dead serious when they said that. I have also seen the post, "This is quality slop. You just like it because it's good." I'm almost certain that was a joke, but I've seen that responded to in seriousness. Okay, that's them. Quick detail. High Guard. All right, High Guard was a hero. It was either a hero shooter or just kind of a team shooter. I'm thinking it was hero shooter. The thing is that High Guard was evoking like. So this is by people who left Respawn, I think, because they left Respawn because they weren't going to be able to make Titanfall 3. So they kind of veered away from Respawn in its current state of the eternal Apex grind, and made a hero shooter. And they made a hero shooter for girls. I say this in a very positive way, as Lita is also observed, because it is a hero shooter where you're summoning horses and like throwing animals around and doing like He-Man, She-Ra power shit, but like in that very more like what old She-Ra looked like and that kind of thing than like the burly rough and tumble He-Man stuff, right? That different side of toys. That Heart Quest got brought up in other conversations, which was Heart Quest got brought up in a different context, but it's still, I think that still applies over here, which was a series of like D&D books meant for girls. We'll change right from that to, what was it, Warlock, Dungeons and Dragons? Which we saw absolutely no details on. We saw nothing about what Warlock was going to be, aside from that you're a Warlock. And someone had said something about, oh god, now my brain's going, my ADHD is firing, and I'm going down a whole other rabbit hole of a conversation only 3 people had, where in Stranger Things, someone talks about sorcerers, and someone's like, that's anachronistic, and it's actually not, because I'm not. No, I'm backing out. I'm not getting into this. Anyway, Dungeons & Dragons seems to affect... Anyway, Hasbro seems to have figured out maybe they should make a D&D game that isn't necessarily a big RPG, because Warlock, for what I can tell, it sounds like it's like more of an action game. So that could be interesting. I'm vaguely interested in Warlock. I wish I didn't have to hate Hasbro so much. But I have to hate Hasbro so much because of all their bullshit. So Warlock is tentatively, that'd be interesting. Hopefully it overcomes my the bile in my throat. Coven of the Chicken Foot is in that range. Also in that range. Coven of the Chicken Foot. This game looks really fucking cool. That's the game that I guess they started talking about companion characters like it's a genre, like your Ico, your Last Guardian. Coven of the Chicken Foot is about Baba Yaga, like a Baba Yaga ass lady, like teaching this horrible abomination forest creature how to do things. It looked like it might be cozy. Like people thought it was cozy type of thing at first, but as you go on, you can see no, this isn't cozy. There's like skeletons and people are dying and shit. And I believe that the devs, in fact, have come out and say, oh no, we mean to say that you are the scary woman in the woods. You're the scary witch woman in the woods. And not in like a fun way. You're a scary witch woman type of deal. So I'm looking forward to Coven of the Chicken Foot. That's a good taste in my mouth. I'll briefly mention the Free Shepherd, which was the dog herding sheep game. I first looked at that like, that looks like a little dog herding sheep. Not really my thing, but I can see how people might play it to relax. Then the dog did like a big lap and created an omelet. You're the maniac that brings back Ganon for every Zelda game. Yeah, that's what they said, right? Was that like their quote? Yeah. Again, you're the maniac that brings back Ganon before every Zelda game. Love that. That's an unserved, unappreciated role. It's time to be a Ganon. It's time to be a Ganon. If you are beaten in the end of Coven, if you have to fight in the end of Coven of the Chicken Foot, something that's throwing your attacks back at you, very funny. But the Free Shepherd, dog herding sheep. Looked cozy. And then I saw the dog do like a big lap around nothing and summon a giant glowing obelisk. I sat up like, wait, what is this game? Then the trailer ended. So that one's got some stuff to say. Order of the Sinking Star. Jonathan Blow vanishes for 15 million years, comes back with a Sokoban game. I can't wait to see how he makes Sokoban pretentious. Jonathan Blow kind of annoys me, but I also love that he's here, and I love that he's working. I think if you step back and like you look at it, right? You look at let's take a second, be academic. Let's be cool and intelligent. Let's put our glasses on, pick them up. You've got Jonathan Blow's out here. Jonathan Blow makes games. He's out here with Braid. He's out here with The Witness. Games that I honestly think, if you like look at them after the fact, they're very pretentious. He's kind of up his own ass. At the same time, and also, yeah, he's up his own ass. But he puts stuff down that other people take. The concepts, the idea that you can do stuff like this. He is highly influential in a way where it's not like he's getting cited all that often, because no one really wants to cite him. But the games change games. They do that. I don't think in ways that he would appreciate, because Jonathan Blow's tragedy is that he wants his stuff to land a certain way, and it doesn't land that way, and he gets mad about it. Like, there is like a whole documentary I should watch. And in it, Jonathan Blow talks about how he's looking at all these brilliant reviews. Like, Braid is getting glowing reviews. People are shitting themselves about his game. They love it so much. But they're not shitting themselves right. They're not beating the game and analyzing it and agonizing it for 40 hours. Like, motherfucker, these are games journalists, dude. They got to get through your shit and go on to the next thing. They're on the clock here, man. They're not going to sit and chew and ruminate and philosophize for 40 hours. They're going to play the game, go, this game rules, you should play it, the mass you, and move on with their lives. And Jonathan Blow hated that. And I think that is like a real... His impact on gaming would be more appreciated and spoken about if he himself appreciated his impact on gaming. And I don't think he does. I think he really is trying to say something else that no one else can pick up on, because he's doing it through too many layers and half it's in his own head. But I'm glad he's out there doing it, because he is causing impacts. He does change things. He is important to the landscape of modern gaming in ways I'm not even sure if I can fully articulate. But he elevated puzzle games. The whole genre of puzzle, he elevated it. There's a bunch of games now that have bits of Braid and The Witness in them. Every game that isn't a straightforward regular game kind of owes a bit to him. And like other influences too. He's not alone in that field, but I think he's very... He was one of the first people who hit it, and hit it large, big, mainstream, and got everyone's attention with it. But that's a lot more than I expected I was going to say about this. We'll go to Stupid Never Dies really quick. Another girl game. I feel like I say girl game because like you're a girly pop and then a zombie man who turns into a werewolf. I know who audience that's for. You can't fool me. Looked really cool. The trailer was it's opened with a music video. That trailer was less concerned with showing you a bunch of gameplay and more like really drilling into like, here is the aesthetic we're doing, which is like a kind of a skater rock thing. Here's the aesthetic, pounding into you, then showing you we're kind of a character action game. Not a super, the High School Musical audience. Yeah, we're kind of a character action game. We're not super character action-y. It's more that, like that Lollipop Chainsaw. It's like a Lollipop Chainsaw game. It looks really cool. I'm really excited for that. I'm not sure if I'll play it, but I probably will. Depends. That's gonna be a price point dependent, right? But it looks really cool. Not much to say about Total War Warhammer 40K. I don't play Total War games. I have friends that play Total War games, and I will demand that they put them on stream sometimes so I can chill out while I watch them play their Total War game. 40K, obviously, after how good the Warhammer games are landing, if they do Total Warhammer 40K, that's going to burn the world down. Like, they were doing stuff on the less popular variety of this and burning the world down. I was really glad to see that Chaos was not one of the opening races, factions. They're going to be Orc, Eldar, Space Marine, and Imperial Guard. Kind of funny to have Space Marine and Imperial Guard, but what are you going to do? You also couldn't not, right? There's no way you couldn't have Space Marine just because Space Marine and Imperial Guard if you're doing Total War. And then of all the other people they picked, I'm glad they picked Orc and Eldar, because I don't think Orcs get nearly enough play as they should in these games. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I want the Warhammer 40K Orc Survival Crafter. And Eldar, have we gotten any significant... I say this type of thing, I was like, have we gotten significant Eldar in a Warhammer game? And then someone's going to pull out one of the 15 million games that have come out for Warhammer 40K that I hadn't even heard of, because people are just doing it. I bet we'll see Necron for sure eventually. Call me if Tau show up, is what I have to say. I'm getting close to my list. We'll do a quick detour. The Forest 3. Though they're just calling it Forest 3. I guess I'm pretty sure it's Forest, as in the Forest and Sons of the Forest. Which are horror survival crafters I haven't gotten into, but I want to. Forest 3 seem to be all about like time travel and super abominations. Is that what that series is about? Eldar, the traditional fourth rail, yeah, of the Dawn of War. You only get a juicy part of one in Retribution. Yeah, hey, gamers. Has anyone out there played my studio audience, please? I keep saying, I should remember to not say gamers. Force it adjacent X direction. So is that not what that series is? Is it actually not that, and they're just suddenly, like, herring off to the side? I played a little bit, like, I started the Sons of the Forest, I think, one time. I saw it in my Steam library. And I wanted to try a little bit, and I was in a mood, so I didn't stick with it. But like, you were like a soldier man who's playing Crash, now you're in this island, and figure it out. And I didn't see any hints that there was time travel, super tech stuff. All modern games with some mysticism. Okay, so even like at the ends of these games, this is still like, hold on, what the fuck is this type of deal? It's a move, right? We'll see how it goes. That's it. That is interesting. Divinity. What can you say? What can you say? They had put... That trailer was wild. They went super fucking hard on that. And I honestly feel like you still didn't really learn much from that trailer, aside from Larian just walking out, taking a big old foot, stopping on the table, and was like, this is the tone of this game. This is not Baldur's Gate. This is Divinity. We're home again. But now we have infinite money. Larian now has infinite money, full confidence. No one's going to tell them no. This Divinity game is going to go crazy. From all the shit that they've like built up from how they made Baldur's Gate, I think. Like, Baldur's Gate feels like a training arc and how to push from being a CRPG company to a mainstream game company, if you follow me. Because, like, all their previous games were in their niche. They were huge in the niche. And then Baldur's Gate 3 exploded. Exploded with quality, exploded with popularity. Fucking boom. If you're playing video games, you played Baldur's Gate 3. And now they're going back to Divinity with that power. They've gained so many levels. They got so much experience. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Divinity looks like when they're in full, complete control over that. So Bradley the Badger. Let's calm down. Let's go down before we go. We're nearing the end of this list. Bradley the Badger. What the fuck was going on there? If you don't remember the Bradley the Badger trailer, you hadn't seen it, you should. And just see if you can figure it out. Because they were going in so many directions and then doubling back And like, I don't know, man. They either have a really good idea or they don't actually have an idea at all type of deal. I'm hoping they have a good idea. Like the game's, it's a trailer, it starts and you're a cartoon badger and like, oh, so we're doing a Conker's Bad Fur Day kind of thing. And then he goes to straight up Bloodborne. Like he's in Bloodborne. And the enemies look like serious ass Bloodborne enemies. And I'm like, all right. And I'm thinking what a game might look like where you're a little cartoon badger dude and you're getting thrown into genres in a way that he has to actually reckon with the genre. Right? Except then he starts pulling big polka dotted things out of the walls of Bloodborne land and shit. And, you know, big old, it's like, you know, Bubsy ass looking things. And like I get pumped down because it's like, oh, so the Bloodborne's really just kind of a trapping and you're still doing your gameplay thing that you've designed. It's not more interesting than that. And then he goes to the real world for a second. And he's like a real man in a badger outfit. Like he's a real man. And I was like, well, hold on now. What's this? And just before they actually show any kind of thing where how that might matter, then he's back in the cartoon man. So I don't know what's going on with that game. He showed placeholder textures, yeah, like. And then he fell out of games entirely, and I don't know, man. Like it depends. They really might have something there if they could get that extra step. I've seen a lot of things that have ideas like this. They can't take that second step and really go into something with it. So it's another, like, we'll have to see. It's got my attention, but it doesn't have my optimism. Unlike Star Wars. Ooh, how's that for a segue? Unlike Star Wars. Fate of the Old Republic. We got a little Fate of the Old Republic. A proper new KOTOR game. Now, the big thing here is they got Casey on the mix. They got, like, you know, an old hand. One of the people in there who was in KOTOR and also in the Mass Effect series. Now, the thing is, the Mass Effect series kind of went down a hole, didn't it? Mass Effect 1 was really good, and it kind of started falling down a hole past that. Now, there's a lot of reasons for that. Like, there's a lot of other stuff going on that could have contributed to that. So I don't want to say that I've lost my faith in you, man. But I'm kind of, it's like arm's length with Fate of the Old Republic. I want to be optimistic, because also it is Star Wars. It is the Old Republic games. They realized all this other stuff they were doing that was kind of floating around it wasn't being received well. So like, fine, fuck it. Here you go. Have your goddamn KOTOR. Type of deal. However, then, later in the show, Star Wars Galactic Racer. Holy shit. This is the game that hurt my throat. Star Wars Galactic Racer is a speed racer game. Like the speeder bikes. At first I thought pod racing. And there will be a pod racer in the game for sure. But it looks like it's mostly a whole wide variety of crazy ass Star Wars speeder bikes going down. I think I saw some like place settings from some of the new trilogy. You can put it wherever you want. I don't care. We got the bikes flying, and then. So I was already a high speed racer, which we don't have nearly enough of. There has been an F-Zero game in a long ass time. So yeah, effort. That's a F-Zero, and Burnout. They got Burnout devs on the fucking tech. It is a team of people like I think some people who've made some Star Wars stuff before. It's got people from the Need for Speed series, and it's got people from the Burnout series. I fucking love Burnout. I'm snoozing this ad until I get through this. Not yet. Back off. I fucking love Burnout so much. It is one of my favorite games. It's on my list of one of my favorite games. The last Burnout, whichever one was called. I don't remember which one the last one was exactly. When they're start, and they'll do it's Burnout and I don't mean Burnout Paradise. I didn't really like Burnout Paradise because what Burnout was to me was going into state like a stage map that's designed to be a burnout ass race, because the gimmick of Burnout is killing the other cars. And I wasn't always the best racer, but if you came near me, I could kill you. I was very, 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 very good at killing in that game. I Like, that's how I've won those games. I would win races because I'm just good at killing you. You come a little towards me, I'm going to kiss the back wheel. Kiss your back wheel. Oh. And you veer a little bit, then touch you. Oh, did you hit the wall? Oh, was that a big pole coming up from the wall? Did you die? Oh, you died. All your wheels came off and you died. Looks like I'm the winner. I won the race. Bye. And Burnout Paradise didn't feel right with it. They had so much more emphasis on the racing. The car racing in Burnout Paradise felt phenomenal, but I wanted to kill people because that's what I'm for. And speed or bike racing in Star Wars, that's what it's all about, man. Think about, like, go take yourself back to the original trilogy. Think about the speed race through the forest on Endor. Fucking wipeouts, man. And also, we might be not supposed to know this. You know what? Actually, no. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it because we weren't supposed to know it, and I respect the man. So I'm not going to say it. Just know that there was maybe someone said something they shouldn't have. Maybe it's on the internet somewhere out there. Someone said something ahead of time, and it was very good news, but then they unsaid it. So maybe it's ahead of time. And then I want to talk about the last trailer, and then I'm going to let my break hit. And when I come back, we're going to discuss Mega Man. And we might discuss Mega Man for a minute. But first, I'm going to talk about Control Resonant. I fucking love Control. I hated playing Control. Control's like the stuff they're doing. I love Remedy in general. I need to play Alan Wake 2 still. I love Remedy's games. I want to play Quantum Break, even though it's kind of known to be their worst. I even liked American Nightmare. Some people don't like American Nightmare. I liked what they were doing with the Alan Wake American Nightmare. Control Resonant shows it seems like in Control, ultimately you fail, is what we learned from the trailer. Control is a game where there's some kind of alien noise virus slipping in through a crack in reality, and you've got to deal with that as someone who just sort of walked in there trying to find your brother, and then spoilers. I don't want to start spoiling Control. It's a pretty old game. Don't want to start spoiling Control. Probably not. You should go play Control. No, it's a very good game, but the gameplay gets all fucked up. The gameplay Control is fucked up because it came out during one of those eras where publishers were really leaning on developers to do certain shit. And one of the issues is you have the multiple guns, and you can go farm upgrades for the guns, and there's a crafting system for your upgrades, and like rolling random upgrades, and you get daily quests and stuff because they wanted you. It was during that particular blow where every single publisher needed you to make your game in such a way that players lost time to play other games because they had to play your game. Like Ubisoft's Origins era of Assassin's Creed. Remember Origins? The Egypt one? That game was made so that you would have to play it as long as possible because they want you to be next to their real money transaction hole for long enough that you'll start spending money to get through it, because the longer you're staring at the abyss of the cosmetics for the game, the more of a chance that you'll buy them. What was interesting is that Control didn't actually have that part of it. Control didn't have microtransactions, but they still designed the game to make you sit and play it forever for some reason. And almost everything about Control that kind of sucks to play is derived from this this core issue. I don't believe they have that publisher anymore, and even if they do, publishers aren't really doing that as much anymore. So I'm very confident that Control Resonant is going to be cool. It is a lot more actiony combat than Remedy is like accustomed to doing. So that's going to be interesting, right? This is a melee combat ass game. I saw air combos. Remedy's never done a game like that. We're going to see if they can pull that off, because it's not where their strengths are. Gameplay isn't where Remedy's strengths are, generally. Even the games I really love, Alan Wake, has some fucking issues with actually playing the damn thing. With Control, my secret was I went into the accessibility options, and I turned everything I could turn to max. Yeah, big-ass cube hammer. People will say that hammer looks goofy. Fuck it. Here's the thing. The weapon in Control that I believe you have in Control 1, you're going to have in Control 2, is called the service weapon. The service weapon, this is like more of a lore. This isn't really a spoiler. This is lore you can figure out. The service weapon is every weapon that a king has held. It is the concept of the king's legendary weapon. It is Excalibur, and it is Mjolnir. And it just happens that the people it was falling into the hands of when it got to the Federal Bureau of Control, the idea of what the greatest weapon should be for the director is a really cool gun. Like, it's always it's a different kind of gun to everybody because Jesse Faden was kind of coming in from a different angle. It was like a weird techie gun. And now Dylan's getting a hold of it. And Dylan's even further afield from all this stuff. And it's going back, it looks like, to being a sword and a hammer. It's returning to Excalibur and Mjolnir and shit like that. So that's why the weapon looks like that. That's why it's turning into a big fucking hammer and shit. That's like the lore behind it. It's really fucking cool. At least I'm assuming it's the service weapon because it was doing service weapon-y things. I didn't see it take that shape before, so it might be something else. I might be wrong. But that's what it's looking like it's doing. Now, my ad is coming up about 45 seconds. And I'm going to stand up after that hits. I'm going to take a bit of a walk. And then when we return, I'm going to talk about Mega Man. And I love Mega Man. I'm very excited about this. I'm almost unvarnishedly excited about this. And there's been some conversations I've had with people that just have given me a thing I want to talk about in terms of Capcom and Mega Man and why I think they're doing it in the way that they're doing it. And also, I will arrogantly talk about what I would do if I were in their position. Because Mega Man is something I feel very, very strongly about and think about all the time. I have Dr. Wily tattoo on my shoulder. But yeah, my ad's coming up. I'll see you guys after the break. Nobody die. Hello, gamers. Man, now it's authentically starting as a Yap stream because I am back from break and continuing to talk. Give everybody a little moment to assume everyone's all walking around. What's up, Troy? Welcome back. I'll think before I get into the Mega Man stuff to do a personal gaming update. The other day, I was what was I playing? I've been lately playing something. My Switch has basically become installed in my toilet, in my bathroom. Not in the toilet. That would be strange. No, it is installed in the bathroom these days. And it's like, I used to be fucking around the phone with it, and then I kind of ran out of games I felt like fucking around on the phone with in there. So now I have the Switch in there and I'm fucking around the Switch. I cleared the Picross game I was working on. I think it was Picross P6 or whatever the hell they title that. And it kind of floated around, touched some other stuff. I wasn't really feeling any of it. And then I went into like, what do I have that owned on this thing that I didn't have installed? And there it was. Dragon Quest Monsters 3: The Dark Prince. Which I had last played, like, I bought that game on launch and had played it pretty extensively on launch. And then not since. So I think that game is that 2023? Hold on. Let me double check that launch date real quick. Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince. No, don't do that. Do that. No, don't go there. Okay, 2023. Late 2023. 2 years, almost exactly 2 years ago, in fact. So when I was going to say I'd last touched it about 2 years ago, I would be bang on. And God, first let me mention, I was so excited for this game when it came out because I'm a big fan of the Dragon Quest Monsters series. And then they put out Joker 3 and didn't release that over here. So like, I just haven't played Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 3. We didn't get it. That game came out in 2016. And Joker 2 had come out in 2011. So it had been like 12 years. It had been 12 years since we had a Dragon Quest Monsters game. DQ4? Is it 4? Yeah, the 4 prequel. Because you play as the villain of Dragon Quest 4, Psaro. And it plays like a Dragon Quest Monsters game. If you're uninitiated, the idea of Dragon Quest Monsters is it's a Pokemon game, essentially. Though really, it's more like an SMT game, where you're going and you are scouting monsters, like your classic Dragon Quest monsters, and they join your team. You have a team of 4 and a team of 4 reserve that you carry with you, and you are fusing these monsters all over the place. Tracked mostly by like family and stuff. You can have a whole squad of slimes if you want, of various slimes. I really like the monster series. It feels good to play the game and just stop your progress dead because you want to make a specific fucking thing. Like, well, I'll finish off the first part of the story. I hadn't touched the game in 2 years. I looked at it and I saw it like 30 hours in. I was like, nah. And I opened it and I tried to I was like, maybe I could figure out where I was. And I open it and I just have like this fucking squad of 8 dudes. And I've named them all. And they're all named off of like in-jokes I no longer remember and references I don't want to make anymore. Like they had like fucking Ninja Sanji references in there. I'm like, I don't really want to play a game where I've got Ninja Sanji references anymore and shit like that. I don't know what I was doing. What was my plan? What was I thinking with these monster builds? I was like, fuck it. I deleted my 30-hour save game. And then it took me a couple days before the trauma of deleting my 30-hour save game wore off, where I could load it up and start playing. And I've learned a dangerous thing. As I was going through it, I was still kind of remembering how the story had gone. And I didn't want to sit down here, and I started skipping cutscenes. I'm not a cutscene skipper, but this is my second playthrough this part of the game. So I'm like, I can skip these cutscenes. Hey, it feels really good to just stubbornly refuse to engage with the game's dialogue and just grab its gameplay and force the gameplay to keep happening. A little intoxicating. I see now what happens. It's scary. I hope this doesn't change me. It won't. It won't change me. But It put a fear in me a little bit. But it's really, I really like that game. I love stopping. If I had this game for PC, I might even consider streaming it, but I have it for Switch, not PC. But like an example type of shit, I went to go make there's a monster called a king slime that you can make. It's honestly, it's like one of the first strong monsters you can make, because at least in previous games, you made it by getting 8 slimes and like fusing each pair of slimes and then fusing them, and then that last fuse would be the king slime. That's not how it works in Dragon Quest Monsters, the Dark Prince. And this is the second time I forgot that that's not how it works in Dragon Quest Monsters, the Dark Prince. So I had made this super slime squad. Oh, what's up, Saku? Welcome in. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Welcome in. What's up? I've just now wrapped up talking about the most of the trailers, except for one, and I'm digressing into Dragon Quest Monsters, the Dark Prince. Welcome in. My name is Pat Ware. I'm a terrible joke who's been given a late night show. Now everybody's prime. What's up, Saku? What's up, Seishun? Welcome in, Raiders. And again, happy birthday. Happy birthday. I'm planning on I'm gonna rant. What's up, Nina? I'm planning on ranting about Mega Man after I finish talking about Dragon Quest. And then I'm gonna open up UFO 50 until 7 o'clock, at which point I'm gonna rant to Hamla Hampter's 2.0 debut. That's my plan for the day, if you come in. So that's what you got to look forward to. But, so yeah, the King Slime. Big boy. Big, strong boy. Very good, like, tanky healer type of thing you can get in these games. And I fucked up all that shit. I got 8 slimes together, I fused them all up, and went, fuck, that's not how it works anymore. And then I had to go, I just managed to, like, I liked that I could just stop progressing for a second, like, have that, and make that mistake. Because you also have to level them up a certain point. I was leveling them up, everything I was leveling to 12 to maximize my skill points before it started being too slow to level. And then I had to go out and I had to get 2 pairs of 2 other monsters, fuse them to make this really fat dragon with a jar. Because what you're supposed to do is fuse a slime with the fat jar dragon to create the behemoth slime, which is an extra large slime, and you get 2 behemoth slimes and you fuse them together and you get your king slime. And at the end of this whole process, what I had was a thing that you are not gonna kill that has the best heal I've got available for a while. That is like multiple ranks above where I'm supposed to be. And the game lets you just do that. You can just take, like, if you really want to just fuck that game up, you're mostly limited by how much experience you're getting, right? So you can sit there and take, like, get a set of shitty monsters, like lowest rank monsters. There are special fusions you can do to create a monster of a higher rank, and you can just do that with a bunch of dudes. Fuse your higher rank monsters together until you get monsters that can push up to further ranks, and the game doesn't stop you, as far as I can tell, from going as high as you want with this mess. It's just going to take a million years. So you can just be in, like, zone 3 and be like, I want to get an A rank monster. You start at G. And the ranks are not insignificant either. Like, the G rank is like a silly rank that you jump at. You go from G to F. Yeah, like, I love a game that the difficulty is mostly in how much restraint you can show, right? And Dragon Quest Monsters is very much like that. The fusion mechanics are great. The main thing is that you have to start going. It's like when you start wanting to get, like, the boss monsters from other games, you start thinking to be in certain progression points to get certain items, maybe. At least you have in previous games. I didn't get that far in Quest Monsters. But yeah. But yeah, okay. So I got my Dragon Quest Monsters energy out. I've been playing a lot of that lately. I've even taken my Switch out of the bathroom a few times to play it. But so not the last thing. I do also want to briefly jump into, say, the Street Fighter movie had a full trailer at the Game Awards. And I was kind of thinking that the Street Fighter movie looked like ass. Then I saw the trailer, and I realized, oh, they know it looks like ass. This is going to be fun as fuck, because everyone looked like they were having a blast. The game done changed as soon as I saw all that. So I am actually getting optimistic for that Street Fighter movie. So I'm not sure why Akuma's there. Like, I don't think Roman Reigns is going to be... He's not a particularly good actor, I don't think. I'm not sure why Akuma's even there in the story. I'm thinking they put Akuma in there Because if Bison was the last boss of the movie, people would think it feels too much like the original Street Fighter movie, the one with Jean-Claude Van Damme and them, and Raul Julia acting his absolute ass off, having a great time getting that paycheck. I feel like that's the only reason Akuma's there. We'll see. I'm still looking forward to that movie now. But yeah, okay, Mega Man. My Mega Man bona fides, all right? Before I start going on about Mega Man. Go learn some Deep Patware lore. I have played, and I use the present tense, that's important. I have played and am currently staff on a primarily Mega Man text-based role-playing game, RP, where I've played both feature characters and original characters for 24 years. Same place. Most I played Lekman. I played a Lekman almost unbroken that time with like a few, not I say almost, like a couple chunks where I wasn't a Lekman. I've made original characters for it. I've integrated Monster Hunter into it because it's mostly a Capcom thing, really. It's called a mush. You may have heard me talk about this on Owen's stream one time when we were playing Power Wash Simulator. Multi-user shared hallucination. Telnet client stuff. Very old school. It is similar to MUDs, but not really because there's no mobs. It's all players. It's not like PvP in the sense that you're going around attacking. It is very role-playing. Everything is role-playing. There is no pure system to it. It has systems, but there is no pure system to it, right? So I've been in the Mega Man zone like heavily for even longer than that, really. I wouldn't have gone over there if I didn't already really like Mega Man. I had the Dr. Wily W tattooed on my chest in Elecman's colors with Elecman's DRN 008 on there. I'm in there. I'm for real. So I feel like I can talk about what they should be doing and other stuff about it with some authority, if not necessarily any insider knowledge, right? We had the trailer for Mega Man Dual Override, the first Mega Man game that continued a series I think they've ever put out that didn't have a number on it aside from ZX Advent. I think they've always had numbers otherwise. It's their first pure title. Mega Man Dual Override, which I believe is going to be titled that way because you're going to play both Rock and... That's kind of proof of the pudding there of how my brain is, because you're going to play both Mega Man and Proto Man. Almost said Blues. Because they had Proto Man's whistle near the end of that reveal. I've seen people online talking about how it doesn't really look like they're putting the amount of emphasis on it they should be, and I'm putting that "should" in quotes. I looked at it, and here's what I'm thinking. First of all, I looked at it, it looks better for sure already, like graphically, than Mega Man 11, which I wasn't really a big fan of, but I can get into why I don't think I was a big fan of it. Like, I've analyzed it, I've thought about it. I wanted to like 11 more than it did, and I will eventually play 11 after the Quintet saga is over. After I've played all the Quintet games, I'm going to play every classic Mega Man. I'm going to start at 1, and we're just going to go forward until we beat 11. And it's going to be a bit of a different situation than when most streamers jump in and like, I'm going to play classic Mega Man, and then they kind of like grind their ass on it. I wasn't sure if I still had it, right? At one point, while I was visiting Bistro last year, or was it early this year? I forget exactly when it was. I just know it was winter. We both cracked open... it'll be a little braggy. We both cracked up, I think it was Mega Man 1, it might have been Mega Man 2, and we just, like, same time, we started playing it. And I had, like... I got 4 Robot Masters down before he got... Right by the time he got his first one down. I'm just saying. I've kept my... It's not a slam. It's not a skill issue. It's more like I have kept sharp. If you saw me play Gravity Circuit, if you see me play Gunvolt, you know that even though I'm an older gentleman, I am still sharp with this shit. So, we might beat Mega Man 1 in one stream and still have time to start 2. We'll see. But I looked at a Dual Override, and it looks like what's happening here. You have to keep in mind just how long it's been since there's been not even a Mega Man game, like a Mega Man team in Capcom. the extent to which they haven't been making Mega Man games. And they didn't make 9 and 10, remember, which were very good. That was Inti Creates, which is like, Inti Creates is like the soul of Mega Man left it and created a whole studio based around how good Mega Man 0 was, right? And then Inti Creates grew from there. But so we're seeing here, when you look at Dual Override and when you look at 11, it's important to keep in mind there is no Mega Man team right now. They have to rebuild the identity of themselves as a company that makes Mega Man. They have to get, like, new people are figuring out how to make these games again. I don't know if they have, like, veterans on that section. I really don't. Like, you have to keep that in mind. They're coming back. So, when I see people complain that Dual Override doesn't look like it's trying to light the world on fire, they can't light the world on fire right now, and they shouldn't. They need to relearn how this works. They have to rebuild the core of knowing how to make Mega Man. Mega Man 11, at the time, I wasn't really sure. My main complaint initially with 11 was that the checkpoints were, like, the stages were at a certain length, and the checkpoints were at uncomfortable positions in those stage lengths. Was the main thing that I had a problem with. So I felt like I had to go through too much stuff to get from my checkpoint back to the boss. And as I chewed this over, I thought about how that is, like, kind of a sign of they've just sort of lost the math of it. The platforming was just a little loose. The physics of sorry if you heard that. The physics of the jumping and shooting were all just a little loose, right? And it's not because it was bad. They were trying their damnedest, I think. It's just that they're relearning how to make these games, right? Blockman stage, especially checkpoint drought. Yeah, it was. I was so glad that I got to Blockman and murdered him because I did not want to fuck with that stage anymore. I don't even think I beat all the masters in 11 because I just sort of got tired of it. But I will sit down and I will get through it, right? And it's going to be interesting to hit Mega Man 11 again so soon after playing 7 and 8. You know? And really kind of, because in my mind, if you ask me what the worst Mega Man Classic game is, I will tell you, I won't say 11, I'll say 8. But that might be wrong. I'm going to really like reevaluating the games basically from 5 onward, which I haven't touched again as much. Because in my head, I really like 9 and 10. I think 9 might be the best right now. And most people will tell you 2 or 3. I think I'll say 9. But what I won't say I'm going to do, I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to sit down and play all the X games. Because the worst classic game is still a really good video game. The worst Mega Man X game is absolute bottom of the barrel, abysmal, in the fucking pits dog shit. Mega Man X6 is dog shit. See how other people will say 7, and 7's not an invalid answer, but I give 7, I adjust 7 upward because they were really trying to swing for something with 7. They were trying to do something new that they hadn't done before. It was a move they shouldn't have made, but I will grant that they wanted to try it because of how much 6 hit the dirt. They were trying to, like, zig when they should have just stepped back and rallied, because 8 was good. X8 was good. Then Mega Man X died. And then also Mega Man died. But I really like those games. But there's also very much like math to how you have to make those games. And I feel like from thinking back on 11, the issue with 11, and also, I'm not saying 11 is bad. And also, I believe Mega Man 11 is the best-selling Mega Man game in the classic series they ever put out. I would have to look at those numbers. Part of that is just because the install base is so much larger than it was back. But also, like, you know, it's not a bad game. It's competently made. It's just that the more you know the math of Mega Man, Like I figured this out from talking to people and saying like some bad, like talking some shit about Mega Man 11. And in my head, I'm like, well, obviously everyone's going to agree with me. And then they don't agree with me. And I thought, come on. They really like it. I got to think, why do they like 11 so much more than I do? And I thought about it, and I realized it says if you're not, and I'm not saying this as a my opinion is smarter way, but since I'm mired in the math of 11, of Mega Man, since I know in my bones what Mega Man is supposed to feel like, and I'll put quotes on that supposed to. What's supposed to feel like, and 11 didn't quite match up with that. I was having like an adverse reaction. Like I was slightly allergic to Mega Man 11. Either the best or second best Mega Man game, all sublines. Okay. Part of that is because of the install base. I think. Because it's so much wider. There's so many more people who are interested in playing that now. But if you ask to move on from that, like Capcom needs to relearn how to make Mega Man. That is, and I think they know they have to do that. That's why their next game wasn't some big, huge thing, not a huge swing. It's let's make the sequel to Mega Man 11. Like, and they've clearly sharpened up the graphics. We'll see how it plays. We didn't see a whole lot of the game. A lot of it was just Mega Man's back. And they wanted to make sure they were showing you scenes of like Mega Man Classic exploding out of it. Like all the lines, all the way to the art was all there. But they had to rebuild their own confidence. They had to rebuild a team that knows how to do it. And now here's the bold part of this rant that I've been kind of cooking up, right? I think I know what the optimal steps from here are for Capcom and Mega Man. Make dual override, dual overdrive, dual override, dual override. Put that out. Hopefully you did a good job. And then I think what you do is these next two steps you kind of take in either order. But I would first then make a smaller still new Mega Man game. New thing. Mega Man something. A whole new thing. To get everyone's attention. Get people looking up. Like, oh, what the fuck is that? And you can play however you want. I really have no further thoughts on this other than a new Mega Man thing. A whole new line to bring all the people whose attention you got with Dual Override and like give them something they can pick up and know for sure this is the first one of these. And it's a new series. And then the third game is a new Star Force. But don't make the next Star Force game. Make a Mega Man Star Force game that is like a modern game. That's not like a Mega Man game, if you get me. Because I think Star Force is the best one for translating into something that's like behind the back, behind the back, a third-person action game of some kind. Honestly, when I think about how that game would play, I want to say Infamous more than anything else. A smallish, open world type of deal, maybe, where there are parts of the stages that are very clearly like stages that you're going through. It's not like the map isn't an orgy of pickups. I believe Infamous did not actually have a lot of side stuff you could go and do, which is, I think you would want to have a lot of side stuff you're doing here. But you should be in a city and make it very traversal based, because Star Force, Shooting Star Rockman has, I was talking with Beard a bit about this, right? And he kind of like confirmed to drill a couple extra details in here, because Beard's a big Star Force guy. Shooting Star Rockman has a different way he can move, right? There's all that digital wave road stuff. There's like, he can basically, call it flying. And also that means you can make a game that is a smaller map, because the map can have fucking phases of reality to it. Kind of like how Battle Network would have the real world and the cyberspace. Shooting Star Rockman could, Mega Man Star Force could have the world, and it could have the wave world, the radio world, a totally like astral plane almost place, and then it could have the world inside all the technology, inside, like in the devices, like you would in Battle Network. You can do like a smallish map that has these three phases, And you can make it like a character action game. You can make it more of an open world thing. You can make it play like an Infamous superhero game, like Infamous and Prototype. And what that would do, what doing Star Force would do, is I have noticed people young, like the generation under me, kind of, like, let's say 30 down, 30 and under. And this is kind of broad, but Star Force is the Mega Man they know, and it's the Mega Man they have the strong nostalgia for. There are people, I've spoken to people, the only Mega Man they particularly care about is Star Force, and they really want a new Star Force. And they're not going to feel the nostalgia of a classic. They're going to be interested. Like they know Mega Man, they're going to go play the new Mega Man game, but what they want is a new Star Force. I don't think any other series, with the potential exception of Legends, has that strong hunger. That's what people want. They really want the new Star Force. And they might not even think to say it, because I think they just don't think it'll ever happen. It says the difference is Geo can just turn into, he can just turn into Mega Man in reality. Like he can be Mega Man in any of those phases. And like I would assume there wouldn't even really be a Geo and Mega Man thing. Like if you're playing the game, you're the Rock Man. But yeah, like so I'm thinking you make Dual Override, then you make a new thing, and then you make a new Star Force game that doesn't play like any other Mega Man game has ever played. And like you really kind of establishing, like that's you putting the flag around, like we are here to make this franchise, and it's not like you want to put that confidence in people that you have new ideas in how to do old stuff, if you like, even then. And like then they make another classic game. Kind of keep classic low key, keep those side scrolls. You want the Mega Man classic games to be like that for the most part, I would say. And then maybe, if you're feeling confident, Command Mission 2. Command Mission 2 maybe a little Command Mission 2. Legends 3, I would like to see. I don't think we will. I don't think there's a configuration to the universe that we'll ever see Legends 3. Because that's just like, honestly, I don't even think we'll ever see another X game either. Just because that is so much Inafune's baby and like his vibe. And they hated Inafune so much they hadn't made a Mega Man game in all this time. That's the reason they haven't been doing it. Because fuck Inafune, basically. And I can't say I disagree. But yeah, that is that. So I'm not optimistic about Legends or X. I would like it. And if they're gonna do X, don't do Mega Man X9. Let's just never do Mega Man X9. Let's do Mega Man X Command Mission. And then, of course, because the other issue X has, this is gonna go over your head, kind of, if you haven't really been as deep in as me it might be. Another big issue with bringing Mega Man X back is that Mega Man X is doomed. Like, it's super, super doomed. Be advised, we are going to go into a part where we're going to have like storyline spoilers for every single Mega Man game. The entire franchise. I'm about to spoil stuff. Don't worry, most of those games don't have good stories. I think the only Mega Man game worth like worrying about spoilers for is Legends and Command Mission and the Zero series. Mega Man X, that world fails and becomes the fucked up post-apocalyptic Zero world. You can't save the world of Mega Man X. That's locked in canon. Classic, like the beginning of Mega Man X is now fucked up, so like there's no disastrous note that Classic quote unquote has to end on. They will never make the game that transitions. Like, be advised, you will never ever see the Mega Man Classic game where it's like, and then the next one would be X1. You won't see that. Just like you'll never see the Mega Man X game where, and then Zero. And you'll never, I was going to say you'll never see the Zero game, which is like, and then ZX. But actually, yeah, that's what 03 was. Zero series made 3 games and they closed their story. They were actually finished. You won't see 04, and that's for the best. That series finished. ZX didn't. ZX Super didn't. We do need ZX3. We do have to go back to CX3. We hear Japan sees each line as AU specifically to avoid getting locked in until 03 happened. I mean, yeah, it is. There's these companies all kind of disagree and change their minds on what the timelines mean, right? But I'm talking also more what you feel as a player. As a player, X, if you're like in there and you know all of it, as a player, X is doomed. You know that in your heart. So it's kind of, I feel like it's kind of hard to buy into it until they make the Rockman X over Mega Man Dive crossover, X over Dive, where you break through the meta of the deep log outside of the video game of all the Mega Man X games and fuse with X over into a multi-dimensional timeline repairing entity that splits all the timelines out so that X can have a happy ending. I'm planning on uploading to fanfics.org, and no, fuck all that. No. Oh man, if you're not deep, you have no idea what the fuck I just said. I just said some fucking Eldritch runes. It's like a man missions with a breath of fresh air. Cause yeah, that's like a story. Not how much of a failure when not named Zero is. Yeah, I think X. I think X should stick with command mission stuff. Because that series' strength is that it has a cast. Like, none of the X games have a cast in the same way. You could create a cast. Classic has enough people where you could generate a cast of characters to do an RPG. Especially if you do what basically every side story does and have the Mega Man 1 alphas be redeemed. Right? If you have the Mega Man 1... I just said alphas, that's an M3 term. If you have the Mega Man 1 bosses who were originally made by Light and Wily together, most side materials decide eventually after they get their asses kicked, they get rebuilt and get whatever made them shitheads pulled out of them. And then you get the actual family. And I think you could absolutely make an RPG out of Classic, or a lot of games out of Classic where you have that you bring that in. It would, if there's one thing Dual Override could do that would make me fucking nut, it's call attention to it, bring that in. But I don't know if they're ever really paying attention to the fan content or the side content that's like approved, like the Origa Megamix stuff, when they're plotting out anything with these games. That might be that Inafune was kind of allergic to that kind of hard continuity like that. How would I feel about a dark, gritty Mega Man starring the dude from the US Mega Man 1 box art? Fucking do it. Hey, actually, that'd be kind of funny. Big fat shithead. That'd be kind of funny. Light switched out their bad dude batteries for good boy batteries and glued the panel shut so Wally couldn't switch it back. Got him again. Damn you, Albert! Not the Robo Super Glue! You know I don't grow fingernails! I choose them! You bastard! How am I supposed to pry this open? Bring me my screwdriver! Damn, I don't have a screwdriver! I'll be back after I make Screwdriver Man! Wouldn't that just be Dead Rising? Fuck! Inafune fucked up Dead Rising too, by the way. Let's keep on this being mad at Inafune shit. Dead Rising 1 was so sick. And Dead Rising 2 was pretty good. And then it all started to crumble because Inafune took Dead Rising specifically and like basically made a studio of fuck-ups. Like he took the most fuck-up Capcom studio and shoved Dead Rising into it because he didn't like Dead Rising that much. After he got more popular than he wanted it to be. And he shoved Dead Rising off into it so that it would get fucked up and die. Like, Dead Rising 1 ends on such a note where it's like, oh, what are we doing here? And then they barely ever actually touch that and go in totally different directions. I still like Dead Rising 2 a lot, but it doesn't feel like Dead Rising 1, the sequel, you know? I'm a big fan of those games. Well, big fan of those two games. Well, some of the other ones after I hear are better than you'd expect, but what happened to Inafune? What happened to Inafune? Well, he vanished. Hey, oh wait, Beard, do you actually not up on Inafune's latest bullshit? Ooh, do I get to say this stuff too? God, I love to shit on Inafune. I, Patware, love to shit on Keiji Inafune's chest for what he's done to Capcom and the the fact is he made Capcom so goddamn mad that they stopped making my favorite video game series. Oh, why did he become so evil? He probably already was evil. But after I'll do a quick because you know, maybe got some people in the chat who don't pay attention to this level. So give me a second. I'm getting too excited and I'm talking too fast. Let me just get myself back down to a comprehensible speed. All right. I'm not sure what happened internally. I don't have any kind of internal source, and none of the people I get my like video game information from have had the level of internal source where they know things about Inafune that they can specifically say what he did and what made everyone pissed off. I think it was just something about him must have just done it. And probably also the way he was mismanaging things. Like he killed Dead Rising. There were other. I think I found another thing that he basically killed, right? But Inafune, after he left Capcom, made a Kickstarter for a little game called Mighty Number 9. And Mighty Number 9, I think it took a little longer than expected to come out, but it did come out for all but one of the systems it said it would. And the thing with Mighty Number 9 is that it was bad. It was bad to play. It felt bad in the hands. It had a bad story. Except for some stuff, I believe the stuff around the Zero ripoff character was actually pretty good, but I couldn't get to that because I had to play it. And I didn't like playing it. It played bad. It was not a good game. It actually had some decent designs. I actually really like the electric boss. What's her name? I forget the name, but she's like the light bulb lady. She was cool. The boss designs were not miserable. The design for the role character, Call, because the primary character was named Beck, and because Keiji Inafune only ever has 3 ideas, had to make sure they had a themed name. So they were Beck and Call. There were some really good designs for Call and that were in this voting thing that was for the Kickstarter backers. And the most boring one out of the whole list is what won. So disappointing. Yeah, Mighty Number 9 wasn't good. The thing is that I believe before Mighty Number 9 actually came out and before all of its goals were fulfilled, Keiji Inafune launched another Kickstarter for Red Ash, which was supposed to clearly be him taking the ideas he had for Mega Man Legends 3. By the way, quick detour, you know why Mega Man Legends 3 didn't come out in part? It's because Keiji Inafune wanted to use the Capcom Unity system, the Capcom Unity service, like kind of a message board, semi-social network thing they had rigged up to harvest ideas from the community for free and then use. Like, there were many different things kind of prompting you, hey, talk about what you might think this kind of thing for Mega Man Legends 3 could be. Oh, wouldn't it be cool if you just had some like ideas and put art for it over here? Like, it was very blatantly that, and people didn't participate. He did not get enough free ideas from the community. And I believe that was a major component of him, A, falling from grace entirely, and canceling Mega Man Legends 3 and leaving the company. And Red Ash was kind of him trying to take the things he had put together and build out and launch another Kickstarter and they'd be like, here, look, I'm making a Legends game just like you wanted. People don't want, like, okay, I already have kind of a dim view of spiritual successors at this point. Or at least I'm tired of them. Because honestly, a lot of the times, I just want the thing. Like, I love Bloodstained. I wish that was a Castlevania game. I love Bloodstained, but it doesn't have a lot of like Castlevania stuff. Like, I'll admit, I love Brand. I'm a big fan of Brand. The fact that I do a Brand ad read at the top of every show isn't like a full parody. Like, I like Brand, kinda. I kind of like advertising. Like, I like the idea of it. I think we do a lot of bad advertising. I just like this kind of stuff. Because it can all team together, and it's kind of, if you want to think about it charitably, a video game franchise is a massive, long-range collaborative effort as people in the teams rotate in and out, and you watch their ideas affect. You can see it change and like refine and iterate. And the spiritual successor loses a huge chunk of that iteration and has to make me care. And a lot of them want me to care about the stuff they've got just as much as I cared about the stuff that came before. And I can't. You haven't built that up yet. The bad one, like, some of them make it, and some of them I still like. A lot of them I simply can't stick with because I don't care. You haven't made me care yet, and you act like I've already cared. You can't jump in and be caring. You got to build up. And that was like the big critical error with Inafune going with Red Ash. He wanted me to care about... He wanted people to care about Red Ash like they cared about Legends 2 and the promise of Legends 3. The thing is that Legends... Like, people actually really liked the story of Legends, and Legends 2 ended in like the most cliffhanger-ass look forward to Legends 3 way in the world, that nothing less than Legends 3 was going to satisfy people. Compound that with the fact that Mighty Number 9, I believe at this point had not come out. Like, it had already gotten past its intended release date. So this was like one of the first big Kickstarter burns, and people are like, well, what the fuck are you doing? Why do you need this when you already made so much money on Mighty Number 9's Kickstarter, and why haven't you released that, and you're asking us for more money again? Also, it's this, and it's not what I want. And so that crashed and burned, and I believe that was like the end of Keiji Inafune in a lot of ways. From there, the next thing I recall seeing Keiji Inafune was when he popped up co-signing a bunch of Mega Man-inspired NFTs. I believe I also saw his name attached to some kind of crypto thing. Like, that's what happened to Keiji Inafune. There was also, what was that, Recore? He tried to make it another game that just didn't quite work out. Like, his name has just from then on only ever been attached to things that don't go well, or they're absolute like bullshit scams. I think if you get ousted from a company and then all the next stuff you do is garbage trash. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be like kind of like a cartoon, like a Battle Network style Oh yeah, you're right. There's also a cartoon. Like, he wanted to do a multimedia thing because multimedia was the big thing. Yeah, he was also on. He was on Concept. He's on the company Concept, which I don't believe ever made a game that was good. Let me see if they made a game that was good ever. Concept. These are a bunch of Soul Sacrifice. I kind of heard Soul Sacrifice. I think Soul Sacrifice landed okay. But then Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z, no one liked that. Mighty Number 9. Recar. Oh, well, okay. They did Fantasy Life Online, which was... I think that was well received, except that, like, it didn't work as well as Fantasy Life. And by the time Fantasy Life I came out, Inafune had been gone from the company. Inafune left the company early 2025. Or, no, he left in 2024, and we didn't learn he had left until like a year after, because people's were like, there was negative buzz around Fantasy Life I, if I recall. I believe there was negative buzz around Fantasy Life I because people were remembering that Inafune worked at the company, and they got out ahead of him going, no. Inafune left last year. We just didn't tell anybody. We thought you'd be mad if Inafune... No. Oh, you guys are mad that Inafune's here? No, he left. No, my bad. Oh, sorry. I thought you didn't want to know that. No, he's gone. No, please. And then Fantasy Life I was good. Right? But... yeah, that's kind of the Inafune story. He got kicked out, and now he's in, let's see. Now he's in some studio called Rocket Studio? I've never heard of that. That's the first time I'm actually learning. He went from level 5 to something called Rocket Studio. Let's do a quick check. Let's see. What are you up to now, Keiji? My man, quote unquote. Let's see. Oh, hold on. That might be a really crazy plot twist. A Rocket Studio doesn't have a Wikipedia page on its own. All these games that the Wikipedia category says are Rocket Studio games are not ascribed to Rocket Studio. What the fuck? Like, hold on. Grandia 2, Final Fantasy Fables, Bang Dream. These games are not connected. And their name is on the PS Vita version of Lumines. Electronic Symphony. This is weird. Hold on, that's weird. I'm looking into more of this now. Bear with me. The leading game company in Southeast Asia, founded in 2015, but now Inafune is with it. Am I gonna get... Oh! I scrolled down the strategic products, right? Okay, and I saw IAP is Rocket's traditional game segment with its flagship product being Space Shooter, capital S's there. Hyper casual games. You guys make mobile games? Oh, AI! Applying AI to every stage of production to enhance product quality. Uh-oh. What are you guys? Hold on, what have you made? What have these guys even made? Oh, yeah, no, Inafune is now in Mobile Slop. He is in the Mobile Slop company. With games Space Shooter, Stick War Hero Tower Defense, minigame Calm and Relax, Mother Life Simulator Prank, Knit Sort, Thread Puzzle, Hold Escape, Brute Jam Puzzle, Hole Penguin 3D, Sort Puzzle, Yarn Sort 3D, Jam Puzzle, Nuts and Bolts 3D, Screwmaster, Gym Idle Clicker Fitness Hero. Ooh. Oh, buddy. Oh, man. Man, oh, man. I wonder if that is, in fact, if I did find good information. Basically, when I see someone get ousted from a company and that's the situation they turn out in, I'm prepared to believe that everything bad that happened was their fault. I'm prepared to believe that it's maybe they should have lost their job sooner thing, kind of like Tabata Hajime Tabata, who was the mastermind behind The Third Birthday. You ever think he thinks about how he's a fraud who stole a game line from a colleague who kept fucked over and just kept grifting? I don't think that, because he keeps getting involved in this stuff. I think if he held shame for what he'd done in his heart, he would stop doing it. It's like how I actually kind of think maybe sometimes Peter Molyneux feels a twinge of shame, because Peter Molyneux will go dark for very long periods of time. Then he'll show back up. I also think Peter Molyneux has a sort of is more genuine, right? I think he actually does want to make a good game. I really do. I just think he doesn't have, he can't organize his brain to do it. I don't think he's a pure grifter. I want to believe in Peter Molyneux's golden soul. I don't believe in Keiji Inafune's soul. Not his golden soul. I think he damaged. He did stuff that, and whatever he did behind the scenes at Capcom, whatever kind of stuff he was pushing, he pissed off that company so bad that they took their franchise flagship. Their flagship franchise. Mega Man was Capcom's flagship. And just stopped cold with occasional bubbles, right? And like when Mega Man 9 came out, it was massively like lauded, sold huge. Mega Man 10 came out, massively lauded. So every time they do a Mega Man thing, everyone's like, ah! And the numbers go. They buy. And then they just don't take that as a sign to keep going. The big brick of money hits them in the chest, and they take it, and the brick of money is weighing them down. And they take it, and they put it in the money bin, and then they don't ask for another brick of money. Yeah, Battle Network was massive. I think the only reason one of the main reasons I say Star Force instead of try to bring back Battle Network is because I think technology, we've moved on so far that Battle Network without major overhauls would look a little ridiculous. Or it would look too real, because we did in fact end up in the Battle Network world with the Internet of Things and having to log into your fridge to make sure your milk doesn't break. We did it to ourselves. So maybe actually we do need Battle Network now more than ever. But the Star Force, I think Star Force is more upgradable. You could kind of pick Star Force back up and just sort of install a bunch of the communications technology that we've developed. Battle Network also has the X issue where the story's done and their last 3 games weren't great. I don't think the last 3 Battle Network games were nearly as bad as the X games. Because I agree with you, but you also don't hear people talk about it that much, right? When people talk about Battle Network, I don't feel like they feel the need to stop and acknowledge that that the series had a bad tail to it, because its tail wasn't nearly as bad, because it's still the gameplay was still right there, right? It's not the back end of X is a fucking pillar spike into the dirt. It's bad. I really need to play Star Force 2 and 3. I've only ever played Star Force 1. I think I beat it, but I never played 2 and 3. I don't think that's a stream move, but maybe if I figure out DSM. If I figure out how to put a legitimate DS. 6 is the best Mega Man RPG. They should have stuck around with that. I forget just how many Battle Network games there were. Man, there were a lot. And they did start doing some crazy shit. Yeah. That is... I did, in fact, talk about Mega Man for an hour, didn't I? I'm not kidding when I say I love Mega Man. I think about Mega Man all the time. I'm really deep in there. Oh yeah, no, the collections have come out. That's the other thing. People were saying when the stuff about making Mega Man a core their thing, I saw people saying, well, they're just going to release more collections. They fucking can't, man. They fucking can't do it. They put all the collections out. I think all the collections are out. Want to wait for the collection so I can turn down. Oh, is the Star Force collection not actually out? Is that still coming? Like, I remember hearing that it's coming, right? But like all the other collections, like every classic game, I think, every X game, every Battle Network game, they put all the collections out. They can't put out more collections. They have to make new games. I think the part of the reason they were getting all those collections out, they were like testing, I think, really hard. I think someone who was making decisions really still didn't want to get back into Mega Man. And so they kept dropping the collections. Like, this one's gonna bomb. Fuck. This one's gonna bomb. Fuck. Okay, hang on, check us out. The X collection with the bad games. They bought that one too? Fuck. So, yeah, the Star Force collection, like, that's the last collection. They put out a ZX thing, right? Doesn't something have ZX and ZX Advent? I want to say the Zero collection has ZX and ZXA? Or did they just put out a thing that's ZX and ZXA? Or is that not collected? I've lost track of what they've collected. Let me look. Let me go look. I'll just check. I can just look. I can just look whatever I want. I can just hit any buttons I want to hit. ZX attached to 0. There you go. Okay. Fucking knew it. They collected them all. Unless they want to start putting out things with the rock boards, right? With Super Adventure Rockman, the story of Ramen. We thought Star Force would be the same thing, it's getting a really involved collection. I mean, a lot of them are kind of... I wouldn't say that any of those collections are half-assed. I'd say they're maybe not, like, super robust. Like, Star Force does seem it's getting pretty robust. I think they know the same thing I know. That Star Force is the one that has this huge, like, following. That's the one that, like, a younger generation is hard as fuck into. Ramoon much cooler than Bowser. Easy. Whoa. I can't commit to that on the air. They'll come for me. Someone will come for me. Ramoon demands you play a family board game. I thought Ramoon was in the... No, he's from the point and clicker. The Super Adventure Rockman games are point and clicks, if I recall. Well, kind of. They were like They were weird. Those were games that did not come here. Chibi Doki isn't listening, it's okay. Yeah, but maybe Lita is. I don't want to fuck with that power either. Alright, ads coming up. And when we come back from ads, I will finally decide I've finished with the Yammer segment. My rant will end, and I will move on to some UFO 50. And we're going to be playing UFO 50 stuff until 7 o'clock. And then Hamla Hamter as having her 2.0 model debut. And we're going to go rating into that. Hamla Hamter is someone I enjoy. Kind of, I wouldn't say Hamla's friend of the show right now, at present, but is friend of friends of the show. So, I want to bring us people to support her. And I have a good time watching. It's very, let's say, I'm trying to think of how to describe when someone has chill and cozy vibes, but they're not actually chill and cozy. Right? You know? I don't know how to put it. That's because that's not the energy, but it's also kind of the energy. I don't know how to put it. I have fun hanging out with Ham on the streams. That's all you need to know. You should just respect my taste and understand that I have never liked a thing in my life that is bad to like. Everything I like, every step I take is one of justice. I'm unimpeachable. If I say something's bad, it's bad. 100% hit rate. Never been wrong. If I say something's good, it's good. Once it's out. You know, sometimes something will be on its way out, and I'll say it's bad. Like, maybe I'll be sitting there, and Silent Hill F will be on the way to come out, and I'll be sitting there going, that doesn't look that much like Silent Hill. I don't know why it's in Japan. And then it'll come out, and I'll be wrong as fuck. I'll be insanely wrong, and it'll be the best Silent Hill game to release fucking since 2 or 3. But once it's out, I'll immediately go, oh, I was wrong. And that's how you know I'm always right, because I know when I'm wrong. Also for the Ash Game Star Force, Adept your Doppler for a cameo villain. Geo and Omega X's versus Doppler have great energy. Adapt. I said Adept because of course I did. There's something there. We haven't had another Dr. Doppler flavor enemy, right? There's some stuff. Like, I think there's a lot of Mega Man villains that haven't crossed over in any other direction. Like, Doppler is a big one of those. But my ad's about to kick in, so I'm going to go on break. I'm going to do another walk around. When I get back, we'll finally start playing a video game. And not just any video game, but the one that's 50 of them. Be back. Solomon! I have returned. Oh! Man! I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Managing to rant about Mega Man, specifically, for a full hour, feels like achievement unlocked. That feels like I've done something that I always could do. That not only did I could always do it, the world knew I could do it, and I had achievement ready for it. I hit that break by a step, and it was like, bing! And the course like, eh. So think, when I got into this, the thing I was kind of the most uncertain about would be my ability to sit there and talk into the mic for like extended periods of time. That's why you've never really seen me do a lot of full just chatting streams. Like, this is honestly the second thing I've done on my own that I would legitimately have labeled just chatting. And the other one was the Pokemon thing, which is much less, like there was something I was interfacing with. That was just me fucking going. Let me change my category real quick. Yeah, that's, if I've proven anything, I guess, it's that I'm a real one. I am, in fact, a real one for Mega Man. I think a lot about that game, how it works, what has to be done to keep it alive, type of shit, because right now it's kind of dead. But it's always that they've always been careful to, like, let its heart beat. A quick hour, yeah. Did not feel like I was stretching. Near the end, my throat started to itch a little bit. Hey, video game? Play it again? Video game? There we go. Alright. Got a little over an hour. So, I don't know what to play. I was honestly, I almost, when I was walking back to my room with my refilled water in hand and the honey in my throat, I was like, it'd be really funny if I just started up Mega Man, the Mega Man Classic set. But no, that's be a thing. I want to make that a thing. So, all right, what should I play? Anyone got suggestions? Something you want to see me go into? Go in there and like fucking strive at? I will veto if I don't want to do it particularly badly, but otherwise, there's only a few things I think I'll veto. And I mean, if you don't know the UFO 50 games, I guess that doesn't really help, does it? But give you guys a few seconds to pop any suggestions out. For me to play until I get frustrated. But extra frustrated, not regular frustrated. Onion race? Onion delivery? No, veto. A veto onion delivery. That's one of my vetoes. I don't want. This is gonna be the last one I fucking cherry if I cherry anyone. Cyber Owls, Campanella. Cyber Owls feels like a real, like, that feels like a session, right? Like I have to sit down and play Cyber Owls. Campanella might be more my speed for what we're going. Like Cyber Owls is like, today's the Cyber Owl stream and I beat Cyber Owls, right? Fucking Campanella. Fuck it, let's go. And you say, what about Pilot Quest? The last thing I did last time I played was Pilot Quest. Alright, I gotta go... Wait, do I? Wait, what am I doing? I forgot how to play. Hold on. Reset. Oh, I forgot what I'm doing. The boss has the Cyber Owls. And I did see a couple of them. I've cleared 2 of those missions. Can I kill those? Yeah, I can. Oh, I think I fucked up something just there. I got through a couple of those missions. It's a hard-ass game, but it's not, like, crazy hard. Ah! Fuck, I'm going down this time. Can I punch this thing? No, that's just a bumper or something. Oh, well, I can't kill that. Oh no, I saw a ping. I saw a thing come up. Hang on. Amazed with the streak, what's up? Out of fingers, had to stop doing streams, can't count it higher. Oh. Skill issue. Start mutating. Don't you want to be like an X-Man? Go for it. There's really nothing up here. Oh! Generated a coffee. Slash the crystals! Sorry, am I kind of goated, actually? Hey, am I actually kind of goated? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, gamers. Uh-oh, I'm goated. Oh! What's the fail point for the stage? I found it. I found the fail point. Half the fun of capital is figuring out the coffee spots. Yeah, that'll be like a second run through once I've actually gotten a clear. Oh, that's supposed to be... I'm supposed to, like, do a lap around those, right? Precision. Precision. Okay, so that wasn't the coffee spot, but I think I know where it was. Oh, I'm such a f***ing gamer. Hey, everyone, I haven't touched Campanelle ages. I'm cold. And I'm beating its ass a little bit. I'm trying to get cocky on purpose, so it'll be so much funnier when I die. In here? Hold on, I bet I can get this coffee. No? Is it like a square? How specific is the coffee spot? You, I'm not gonna fight. I guess I'll figure it as I go. Hey, I actually didn't know this game had boss fights. Oh. It's just that one car that wants me dead, huh? No, here we go. A second car that wants me dead. Easy. Easy for me. Nope, I fucked it. Oh! Oh, a sacrifice play. Probably a single tile. Yeah. Hell yeah, stage A. One delicious coffee. Not bad for walking in completely cold. Madai! Ah! I missed you! Madai's been having some issues today. But we love them anyway. You missed me talking about Mega Man for an entire hour. Like, I bet... I also went through all the trailers for the Game Awards, but I bet it's really more that you missed me talking about Mega Man for one entire hour. Welcome back. Oh, okay, I see that gimmick. I bet the coffee's in there. Coffee run will definitely be a sec- Oh, no. You can't trick me. Oh, you go through walls, do you? Is that? Nope, no, okay, water bad. Heard. Water bad, heard, chef. Oh! I wasn't paying attention. Oh, big boy! Ah. Oh, you can't kill them! It would be super cool if the wind stopped playing fucking silly-ass tree games. That sucks. God knows over how much that sucked during fucking Helen. I remember we had Helen, a tree. My neighbor's yard went down very loudly. And, like, it was so close to the house. I was lying in bed as I heard it fall. And I couldn't tell if it was, like, the tree that could fall on us. And I just remember thinking, that might be it, gamers. That might be it for me. Because I'm not getting out of this bed in time. And then, fortunately, it didn't fall onto my house, onto my bed, so. I was glad for that. Yep. Oh no. Man, this game has a lot of cool little stuff you can do, huh? I don't like how those faces are mad. I'm not gonna... Ow. Okay, you're in the and loud. At least it keeps coming back up. We have to grant that, right? Ow, damn, that was a stupid death. Can I kill these? Can I hit them in the eye and kill them? Okay, I hit him in the eye. I hurt him. 2 hits, 2 hits. What? I'm not sure why I died there. Oh. Uh-oh. Eek. Eek. Thinking about that again now. The litter box cat. Oh my god. Uh-oh. This is boding ill. I don't know if this game is like continues, so I think it's your favorite. It feels good as you get through it. I hadn't really like sat down and played it. I kind of been sleeping on it. What the fuck? Why'd it do me like that? Oh my god. Oh! Oh! Good D, good D. Oh, damn it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Can't believe I died there. Go in the hole. Oh my god. Thank you. Please die. Stage B, clear. 1 coffee again. We're going for a kind of expert mode playthrough. The single coffee run. It's kind of an advanced tactic. You don't really see a lot of it. Many critics are saying that the single coffee run of Campanella is the most intellectually advanced way to play Campanella. Comes from understanding that you shouldn't over-caffeinate. I see you. Oh my god. Oh, I didn't think that was what that was gonna be. I think it was gonna be the ghost. Okay, so this is the stage with the fucking entity. Understood. Got it. Ah! I died. I was killed. It's not checkpointed, is it? I'm gonna hit this button. I'm gonna be back at stage 1, aren't I? I'm gonna hit this button and be back at stage 1, aren't I? Back at stage 1. I hit that button back at stage 1. Back at stage 1. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm working out in my own heart if I'm ready to sit down and crush through Campanella. So I'm gonna feel the time pressure, right? Right? The time pressure of it? Wow, I need many more of these things. I need just more of everything. More ingots, more science. I don't need any more silk, at least. Hey, you know what? You guys go make... Let's finish the science. How about that? How about we make all the science that we need? There we go. Okay, everyone's science. Everyone's sciencing. I will go hand make Some ingots. Maybe? No. 100 ingots becomes 20 sides. That's miserable. Let me go ahead and make my ingots with my moondrops. At least most of my moondrops. You gotta save moondrops for my gun. Alright, alright. How many pieces? Did I need 3 pieces in the fuel? No, 1 more part and the fuel. Science is now occurring. 17 Zoldniks. Yeah, it's churning away. I'm full of meat. I don't remember anymore which dungeon I had to do. I don't want to go through dungeons a second time. Fuck. I'm paralyzed. I'm scared to do it. So I'm just gonna fuck around and find dungeons already done. But I need to find it. Look at all that time. Big boy. Oh, big boy. You'll be out for so long. I need moondrops. I need to get moondrops in here for my gun. Alright. Ow. Is it one? Yeah, 1 drop per shot. Of a drop shot situation. Here, let's check. Let's cover the southeast of the map. I'm out here. Honestly, there's a part of my brain that's still trying to think of Mega Man things to say. I do love Mega Man. Now, I'll grant, though, a large amount of why I like Mega Man is because of the 20 years of fanfic. Me and a close group of friends have been writing about Mega Man. How many friends I've made, like, where our connection was, we were both writing this fucking Mega Man mass collaborative fanfic. Many of which are in this chat room right now. Ah! Like, it's not, it's interesting to think about it sometimes, because, like, there's a whole Mega Man fandom, like an online fandom, that I have no in on, that I'd like to get in on. I'd like to kind of figure out how you be in a fandom like that. I've never actually done it. Never really fandomized. You know, just a little too old to have gotten most in a fandoms type deal. But also, what position am I in? How do I do it? Kinda, you know? So that's the sort of thought I have too. It's mostly a thing of artists. And your boy can't draw. Well, I looked at the Mega Man level folks. I have not looked at the folks. My plan is, after I play all the classic Mega Man games, to do Mega Man level. I'm aware of it. I have... she stops in here sometimes, right? Occasionally. I do have a friend who is, like, big into the Mega Man stuff. Just join VR chat. You've already lost me. And hang out at the Mega Man Museum. Now, that would be kind of funny, though. Because of how high the odds, frankly, are. Looks like a door. Because of how high the odds are that most people who walk in there, I would know more about Mega Man than by a country mile. And even if not specifically Mega Man, the stuff around it, like how a good 15 minutes of that rant today was just about Keiji Inafune and his crimes. His crimes and his ills and his bad behaviors, his naughty boy activities. Yeah, there's 3 of them. I do want to check those out. And I appreciate that they could be Kaizo stuff, but they're not. That you can access Kaizo stuff through that whole thing, but it's not there, right? Someone called the Grabber on Keiji? Man, he would probably fucking figure out a way to be in league with the Grabber. Little shithead. Be a pro-Grabber entity. Ah, you're extra weird looking. Yang, 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 yang. Bravo. Okay, have I done this dungeon? I don't remember. A lot of Mega Man Fangsy fuck with Rock and Roll was real good. I haven't actually played a lot of fan games. Like, my natural interests only ever went towards Mega Man. Like, Mega Man games with Mega Man on them. A lot of the games that are, like the fan legacy. There's that one with the super Japanese name that the aforementioned friend Pen keeps bringing up. ROM hacks. I've really touched ROM hacks. Like, I guess I'm gonna have to start looking at that stuff if I want to have Mega Man Streamer as a major component of my zone, which I should, frankly. I should be doing that. God knows I wanted to be a Monster Hunter streamer, and then and the game can be streamed reliably. Though, apparently this next patch has some very significant improvements for Monster Hunter World, Wilds. Embrace your Mega Man autism. The hardest part when I start talking about Mega Man is to honestly remember to talk about it in the context of just the games and to not start getting into all the role-playing details. Right? Good luck, Godspeed, Goshaba. Enjoy, Kos. I even caught myself like a fucking... My ass just sort of said Shooting Star Rockman when I started talking about Star Force without even hesitation. I don't know if that's the word they use in the game at all, at any point. But it's what we say on the mush, so it's what I said by instinct. Same reason, like if I ever say rock and blues, I'm not doing that out of weebery. I'm doing that out of, that's the word, the names given on the mush, like their names, with Mega Man and Proto Man being more like titles. But that's also really how it is in canon anyway. Now, granted, the original reasons that was done was because of weebery. We shan't overlook this. Shooting Star Rockman is the Japanese... Oh no! I punched the Science Man on accident again. He just looks like such an enemy! He just looks like such an enemy. This is what I don't have any trouble with is like bass is bass, not forte. Because bass and treble is cooler than forte and gospel. That's what we went with. Because it is. Now, we've used gospel in other ways. I hate you for the Xeno's bite speak. He looks like such a fucking Xeno. Look at, let's take a back. Let's take a second back. Let's look at this guy. Let's go look at this. Let's go fucking look at this guy. Huh? If you want to talk shit, let's take a look at this guy. Would you not punch that thing immediately? It's a fucking freak. Hey man, sorry. Doesn't help that I only have so many buttons to press. Nope. Before, let's say, should I just continue? Should I just make this a stream where I just sort of ramble about M3 stuff a little bit and like what I've done on it? Should we just go ahead and full send a little bit while we were UFOing? To really expose myself? Should I expose myself to you, Miracle Yang? Oh, I haven't fought this thing before. Okay, we've done it. I only fight this easy boss. He's for sure will be easy. I will not feel like I've made a mistake. No, he's actually super easy. Yeah, no, he's for babies. For babies. Give me that E. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, no, I haven't. I did fight that guy. Fuck! Piss! I didn't remember him because he was so easy. I like going to that. Let's see. How shall I begin this story? I feel like... That looks like a... Yeah, I saw that. Keep an eye out for that type of shit. I feel like, to begin with, I should talk about how I came around to internet role-playing to begin with. Because how does someone fall into that, right? A lot of different ways. And there's always, honestly, the start of these stories is usually a little... has some personal beats. When I was 10, right, my parents split up. And, yeah, don't worry about it. It was 10. I was fucking fully have that sorted out by now. But my parents split up, and I ended up moving out of where I was at. I changed schools a lot while I was growing up, so this wasn't really like an alarming moment in my life. Aside from the breakup, that's a whole other can of beans we're not going to get into. But I ended up living in a trailer for a while, in a trailer park, and didn't like most of the other people that were around the trailer park. I liked my neighbors just fine, but basically a lot of other people I had access to at that time, I just didn't like for whatever reason. Honestly, some of it was probably like a little bit of built-in media classism. A little bit. We're not going to say we're free of that. But it left me at home for extended periods of time with a big old computer to fuck with. Because we had computer, we had internet, we were very early adopters of internet stuff, mostly by way of my mom's influence. Like, my first computer was a PC Junior. I was using computers pretty much since I had motor skills. That's when I started using computers, when I physically could do it. Like, my initial operating systems were MS-DOS. I used... Oh, hey, lady. Only missing one more part. What am I waiting for? Well, to find the damn thing. My first operating system was... Actually, no, DOS. The MS wasn't there yet. I was predating MS-DOS. And I was, like, using programs in BASIC and kind of learning how to code in BASIC a little bit. Just a little bit. I would not stand here and say I was a basic coder at my age. But I did make a couple programs that ran. Out of a book, but I was, like 4. I think that's impressive. So, that's where I was at. And just kind of roaming about online using AOL, as it were. So it's worth a fortune. I have no idea how much that stuff costs. We did not have money. Like, let's be clear. I'm not sure where it was being sourced from. We just had that shit. I think my mom must have known some people. Because she was always kind of trying to stay a little cutting edge-ish. But in an affordable way. A lot of, like, she was building computers and whatnot. Type of beat. And like... So yeah, there I was, trailer park, didn't want to deal with anybody, was mostly wasting my time listening to Metallica's Load album, and ooh, have I done this one? And using the internet on AOL.com, not even .com, actually. Oh, okay. Hi. 15 silk for 5 Zolnex. No, I don't use silk anymore. And I found, wandering through AOL, specifically, what was it? What was it I specifically found? Where did I actually start? I think it was Red Dragon Inn on the AOL kind of role-playing section, which is sort of like the big kind of semi-officialized. This is where people, like masses of people, come and hang out and do vaguely fantasy-themed role-play that has no actual theme to it. And I did that, and I think I started that really when I was like 10, 11. And that just got me into chat room role-playing. I was doing that for a while, like several years. Different characters, having all kinds of dumbass shit happen because I was way too young. Like, to be doing that. Fucking interfacing with some people I really should have been interfacing with. This is where I met... I met Epics... and 2 other friends who I'm kind of falling away from. Oh, there's a boy. There's a big boy. Through this. And after doing that for a good while, I ended up happening across the... I think it was RPG Classics? The RPG Classics site? I forget the exact name. I think Cosmic Afro in there used to write on it. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. But there was a guy on there who did like video game reviews and webcomic stuff called Mac Maverick. Oh, there it is! Mac Maverick. And I really like Mac Maverick stuff. And I was poking around the Mac Maverick site and I found a spot where it went to his personal website off of the RPG Classics site. And there were logs for Mega Man Mush. And I already liked Mega Man a lot. I was already a Mega Man head. And I liked Mac Maverick stuff, and I saw this stuff. Ow, ow. I thought to myself, I'm already role-playing. Why not? Fuck it. And pretty much with the initial thought I have, well, I could go in here and I could talk to Mac Maverick. I went and applied to M3. You had to apply to M3 at most mushes in some fashion because it's kind of especially if you're playing in a place that has feature characters, which is like characters from a game, because they want to see if you kind of know what you're doing a little bit. It's like a literacy test. Sometimes it can be a little more intense for higher up characters. I was apping a Lekman. It was not an intense application. And I applied for him pretty much because I looked at his profile and the way he was written and was like, oh, he's got ADHD. I've got ADHD. I can play this character. And then sure enough, I've been playing that character for over 20 years. Kind of not nearly as much lately. It's been several years where I haven't really done a lot with him because of the situation he's in. I've kind of finished his arc, right? And he kind of shows up when the plot has a good space for him to show up. But that's neither here nor there. But that is what took me. That's like the line I got into mushing. Most people either get a similar line, I think, or... Ooh, hey, I'm going to fix Cabanella. Oh, look at that. 90 is fuel, and I've won. Oh, I think, most people come into mushing, I think, through that line, or in my era. Or through, like maybe some message board role-playing, or through muds. A lot of people were heavy mud players and will wander into a mush through the Mud Connect system and end up hanging out. Because they're on a lot of the same things. They're both using Telnet stuff. Anything that connects to a mud will connect to a mush. You were from BattleNet? I don't know how you got to M3 through BattleNet. That's wild. But yeah. So I played M3 is kind of like my home RP place. I'm still on it. Like I said, I'm staffed there. It's got a Discord and whatnot. We're currently doing work on rebooting it because quite frankly, when you've had a single storyline go for 20 years, it gets some cruft, and there are some choices that have been made long ago that we would like to unmake. We would like a fresh thing so that we can actually start trying to bring new people into it. I'm warning you guys right now, when that game is rebooted and relaunching, I will be pushing that. I would like to see, especially during my Mega Man stuff, I'd like to see if I get some new blood in there. What's up, B-Show? Welcome in. You missed me talking about Mega Man for an hour, and now I'm talking about Mega Man role-playing. But yeah, it's a game that has it initially basically took all the Mega Man stuff that was out at the time and merged it, adapted it all together. Classic and X elements are happening simultaneously. Who was Mac playing on M3? I couldn't tell you anymore. That's a memory that's gone. What can I remember? I don't think he was a Robot Master. I think he was a Maverick Hunter. Everyone should app one of the light numbers, the coolest game in the playground. It's true. I can't remember who he played. I know I started with a Lekman, and I was just a Lekman for a really long time. It was a long time before I apped any other character in that game. I actually think I dropped a Lekman once or twice before apping anyone else and apped another Robot Master. I've also played Hardman. I've played Magic Man. I've played Laser Man, which was a Mega Man Battle Network character adapted into just a regular Robot Master. We've also incorporated other Capcom stuff. We have Resident Evil stuff, Strider stuff, even from back when. Now we have, basically if it was Capcom, we've probably at least referenced it heavily or have straight up incorporated it. I wrote up the integration for Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter is now a component of the world, done as sort of a prequel to the actual games. The game hasn't happened yet. It is a guy trying to create a situation that would lead to the Monster Hunter world. But I've played Hiryu for a while. Strider Hiryu. I think that might be all my FCs. No, and I played Higsby from Battle Network. A Numberman's operator. I played him for a while. I think that's all my feature characters. Did I have another feature character? Feature character is the term used for, like, a character who's actually from the game. Don't want to do another combat hour. Got a half hour. Capital 2 is crazy, right? Capital 3, let's try level 3. 3 might be a better thing to say while I'm rambling about this shit. Original, I have played several original characters. Maybe which I kind of, my biggest one, we did an integration for Mega Man Zero, which I think, you know, we did an interesting integration for Zero where we made it kind of like human supremacist stuff got involved. Because it was previously a pure robot theme. Like, it was in response to several things. I made a character for that faction named Josef Holzknecht, who was like, it's just Arnold Schwarzenegger, guys. Like, when he started, he was just Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was a gigantic blonde man with a cyborg arm, because he was also based off of this specific enemy in Mega Man Zero. This Pantheon soldier with a big yellow arm. Because most of my original characters, I'll at least still try to, like in anything, I'll try to tie them in very heavily to something that already exists. I couldn't tell you how long I've been playing it at this point. It's been a long time. I've played in several other role-playing games too, like this, several other mushes. A long-term one was Videoland, based on Captain N, kinda, with the thing being like video games, all told, just video games, straight in. Explains why I was so keen on crosscode. Yeah, it's a component. Fuck, if there were really a thing like crosscode, I'd be in there and I would be in character. I'd be doing something crazy. I think the cherry for this is never miss an enemy. I don't know. But, yeah, Videoland was the big one I played. The main character, that was a no OC game. Because there were so many feature characters already. That you really, and like so many, like if you want to play an OC, just find a video game character that has nothing and give him something. Like, say, the Warlock Lord from Shadowgate, who I believe I played for nearly 10 years. I actually could never tell you the number on that one. But I played the Warlock Lord for a long, long time. This is such a cool take on the shooter. It's so weird. Yeah, very long time. Didn't stay on Videoland until it closed, but I was on it for definitely most of its lifespan. Played a few other characters on there. We're now at the point where I'm just saying video game characters. Who were my big ones? Terry from Dragon Quest Monsters 1. I played for a good long time on there. Had a good time with him. BJ Blazkowicz from Wolfenstein was probably my second most major character on Videoland. Where I was like role-playing him, I was like, yo, you're big damn hero type. Briefly tried Gordon Freeman out. I think at the time a friend of mine was thinking about apping another Half-Life character. We were gonna duel up and it didn't quite go through. Mr. Match from Battle Network. A little extra Mega Man action. I think my most who the fuck is this character that I played on on Videoland. Yeah, we grouped out to generic dudes one time. That was really funny. The director saw the generic dude group app from River City Ransom and like skipped ahead in the application queue to approve us like instantly, all the group. That was some of the most fun I've had on Amash, frankly. Because we were just showing up and being absolute dumb fucks and like just bombarding scenes with idiot energy. My most who the fuck is this guy, though? It's an NES game called Power Blade. Fucking Power Blade, where you're just a guy in a buzz cut with fucking super tech boomerangs. And I played that guy. Like, I portrayed him as like this weird martial arts master type, but his martial art is throwing boomerangs. The fuck are you? Oh, fuck. Oh, did I die? No. Oh, but it kicks me all the way back! It just, like, I was really willing to just do fucking anything character-wise on there and see if I can make it work. I played him for long, and I think I'd care to admit. I've also, my other big game, like really big game I played on for a long time was Super Robot Wars. Mosh, like a mecha, very mecha-themed stuff. I played a good amount of characters there. The one I would definitely lay the most claim to, like 2 characters I'd lay the most claim to, both Gundam characters. I played Kai Shiden for a really long time in that game, where I took him from like the Zeta period, where he was, because that's kind of where it was adapting Zeta Kai into finding a sequence of events that got him back to a robot. And also Michael Trinity. If you've watched Gundam 00, then you'll know what I'm saying. If you haven't, then spoilers. But the Trinities were these characters in Gundam 00 where part of the deal was, like, they were around, they were, like, all crazy-ass, enhanced super soldier types. And at one point, 2 of the 3 of them die. And the girl Nana is left. And we just kind of flipped the script on SRT. Because out of the 3 of us that were playing those characters, I was the only one who actually kind of wanted to keep playing mine. So we had Michael survive instead. And kind of played around with what that changed in some character plot lines. And that was like my stupidest character I've ever played. He was a fucking idiot. It is really fun to play an absolute bone stupid motherfucker. Because that's with Parappa. I don't remember the Parappa arc. Was I in the G Gundam cast? No, I wasn't G Gundam cast. Ariat was. I played a character who kind of associated heavily with the G Gundam guys. My OC Tommy Drask. Ow. Oh, please. Okay. My OC Tommy Drask kind of heavily hung out with like G Gundam and Macross dudes. The fun fact there is that Tommy Drask was almost my, like a version of him was almost my VTuber avatar. That's who I almost went with instead of the Jugman. But there was kind of way too much more overhead for that, so that's not what I went with. It really should say something that the furthest I've ever gotten in this game is the part where I'm being extremely distracted. Maybe there's a certain zen to that for this guy. Oh! I've been touched. Alright, you get... Oh, no, that's bullshit. That sucks ass. Why did... Oh, no, don't send me back! Oh, it was a continue. There's lives and there's continues. I understand. Oh, fuck. I think I'm out of it. I think I fell out of it. I fell out of it. It's over. It's fucking over, gamers. Yeah, that's your power. Now, I'm not really... I guess I'm not really talking about too much of what I actually did in the RP, because I feel like... I kind of feel like stories about stuff you did in these things amongst, like, people who haven't been in it are incredibly boring. Like, I don't know. I guess there's maybe a part of me that still holds some cringe about that respect. Because it's sort of like, well, what does that mean? You know? Like, maybe there'll be bits of writing specifically I would share. But I find it hard to think about how to talk about story arcs and shit in a way that's, like, interesting, aside from, like, the very broad strokes, like, we did a thing where Michael didn't die, and that kind of thing. And sort of some of the moving parts there. Oh, getting hungry. I did not eat a big enough lunch, I guess. Time we got? Oh, still got a half hour? Ooh, I thought it was like... I looked over, I thought it was 53, not 33. I'm a fool. I died. Game over. I die. It was a long time ago. But yeah, your boy's a nerd of the highest order. There's not many more types of nerds quite like the online role-playing nerd. And the highest version of that is your fucking one who's been doing it for so long. It definitely, I would never even want to look like I regret it though. I absolutely fucking love the time I've spent doing it. It made me a good, like a writer. It made me a writer. Because how to put it? How to describe what it's like to do this. A scene, a role-playing scene on Enter Most Mushes is like everyone gets together at like 8, let's say 8 o'clock. And let's say ballpark 6 people, maybe 7 people be doing something. And you're kind of, if it's not the type of scene where everyone's like throwing sentences around, whatever, you're kind of operating more or less in sequence. Not in like a strict sequence, but a sequence will kind of filter in. And you'll be writing, you'll get 2 to 3 paragraph poses from your character's point of view, optimistically, every 15 to 20 minutes. So it's not a thing where you're like doing it over the course of days. You will do a scene in at most, like the average will be 3 to 4 hours. And that's 2 to 3 paragraphs every 15 to 20 minutes for 3 to 4 hours. And it teaches you how to do improv writing in a way. It's very strong for improv. It gets you quick in your feet. It gets you learn how to like pull an idea out of your head really fast. When I found this, oh, hey, that shows you where coffee is. I realized what this had done for my essay writing when I took English when I was going into school for my electrical degree. Because I would write my essay, like my first draft of my essay, and I would send it in. And at one point, pretty early on, this is such a brag. This is such a fucking brag. My teacher kind of grabbed me to say, hey man, I would actually like you to be sending in your first draft for your first drafts. Don't do a couple drafts, then send it in. And I went, no, that's my first draft. I went, you're lying to me right now. Are you lying to me? No, that's my first draft. Like, oh. This class is under your level, isn't it? Yeah, but I'm here for it. And, I really enjoyed that class, not so much because of the actual class work, but just because, I had a good rapport with the teacher on that one. And, since he would be grading me, he would give me the same grades, but, it's more like if I put out something that he thought was way below my level in an essay, he would, just call me out in the comments. This is an A+ for anyone else, but I know you can do a better paper than this. Come on, man. Type of shit. But that only happened, a couple times. I would often, if I didn't have a thought immediately when he handed me an essay assignment, I would go to him, all right, give me a buck wild position to take on this one. Tell me some crazy shit. And I was like, I want you to do this paper from a pro-organ harvesting perspective. I'll be, copy that. I was really glad to have a teacher on that caught on where I was at. And all this experience in writing I already had. That was willing to really, play in the space. A little overbold action, I think. Yes, devil's advocate shit, but I was never a basic devil's advocate. It'd be a crazy devil's advocate position. Oh, put my bomb down. Pro-organ harvesting is the wildest shit you can take. That's pretty cute. Oh, thank you. Alright, let's go ahead and, How about that? While I get back into it. Stock through more bombs. Spray shrapnel with the bombs is always fun. The bombs are quite good. I kind of do miss being that, having that kind of class structure. I can see how people end up thinking, trying to find ways to just be... Oh, no, I fucking bombed them. I bombed them. Trying to find ways... Oh, you fuck ass shithead! That cocksucker spawned under my body! Does that seem fair to you? They take 3 shots and explode. Be advised. Fuck under my body. I hate those goddamn flowers. Alright, we're gonna take that. Push enemies back further. My shots on sale. I don't always want to go for the sale on this early shit. Yeah, we'll take the knockback. We'll take the knockback buff. That plant was pro organ harvesting. Then why was it on my side? I was on its side. Ah, fuck. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm still alive. Oh my god. There's too many whales. Oh. Do you need to go, projectile asshole? I'm okay. I got this. Oh. Fuck, I forgot how Overbold felt. Forgot the rush. The thrill. Hike! Didn't know it could be hiked. 500 to cut my actions of the drone on sale. Ooh. A little tasty sounding. But no, I want faster and double shots. More magma. Flowers. We're gonna do another 500er. I forgot how many fights I have. Now we're talking. You. Hold on, I'm locking in. I think I'm done with the bombs. I think I got this one. Ooh, hey, I might be goated. Get a big old gun. Do I want another shot boost? I don't want to dash. I'm scared of dash attack. That's scary. More bombs is not bad. More HPs. Let's take the bigger gun, stronger gun. $100. Let's get those more bombs on sale. Oh no, that's a lot of plants. Oh, that's a lot of plants. The four bullet pelicans. 4 bullet pelicans. Why are you so strong, actually? Hold on. I think it's gonna shoot. I took a little bit of damage there. Fuck! Video games. Video games. Okay, back out. We're just dancing around. We're dancing around. We're not really in the mood to commit to anything. I'm just kind of having a good time. We're just having a good time out here. Did I ever play a little? I did play a little Valbrace, right? I did. I started a game of Grimstone, too. I don't remember that I started a game of Grimstone. That one, when I get to Grimstone, I'm going to redo it. I started, I think. What was my game of Grimstone? Did I do that on stream? Or was this one that I tried and, like, kind of... What I got here? Okay, yeah, I remember setting those as party. I actually do think I will restart this, because I don't remember what I was doing anymore. That's another one that I need to, like, sit, and I need to play Grimstone. And that seems to be, like, the stream. The stream is Grimstone. I want to play that I can grab and play a little bit of. Because we're about 15 minutes out now. I could probably do a round of Rock on Island. Have I ever done a round of Rock on Island on stream? Or is this on my other file? No, I don't think I ever did this one. Can I just go to any stage? No. You can just choose whether to do tutorial or not, I guess. Oh no, this is just there's a village hub. And they're kind of telling you how to play. So Rock on Island is a tower defense game. Oh, what's this over here? Why are you looking so scary? Oh, I can in fact deploy enemies to see how the game works. It's giving me some regular dudes here. Do I want to? Nah. I'm not actually not in the mood. I'm not actually in the mood. They've been moving for combat. Rock on is a lot of fun. I seem to be in the vibe. Let's do another round of combat ants. A hill to die on. First blood. Already cleared that one. I can go under the crayon. Got this Commander Keen-ass map. I feel like going under the crayon is a secret skirmish. A band of bloodthirsty red ants is blocking an important corridor. We're giving you a small army to defeat them. Unfortunately, can't spare any more ants right now. We're cutting on your leadership. Good luck. Got 11 ants versus 10 ants, and I don't have a queen. That's interesting. I think I should just take everyone in, huh? Is there any reason not to just take everyone in? Well, that ant killed someone. Alright, so it's going bad. Going a little bad. Okay, now I think some of my blues have become more blue. Maybe that means they're stronger. I don't know if I'm winning. I think the blue means they're hurt, actually. Oh, this is not great. I told him the instinct instead. Okay. I think I should have told him the instinct the whole time. Because that went way better. They like, actually aimed the enemy. Okay. They actually did it that time. We found an area with a lot of food, but there's a red queen and 2 workers already there. Fortunately, we have the element of surprise. Build up an army quickly and take them out. Good luck. So instinct, I think, is yes, tells them do what you want. So let me get... Hold on. Hold on! It's over. It's over. It's over. Yeah, it's fucked. It's fucked. It's fucked. I gotta learn how to play that game. Should I give it tactics another solid shot? I didn't really like it last time. I did get it before. Shieldmen block arrows, they say. And there's something about a column of, I think 3 is invincible? Yeah, 3 is invincible. Oh. I don't know. I just don't get it. There's just something about this game I don't get. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. They're invincible. What kind of... oh, makes you feel like an idiot. They're not invincible to the bullets. They are taking damage from the bullet. Just kill me. Just kill me. Look at the situation here. It's fucking over. Oh boy. Fucking tactics is weird. No strategy game you really like is the dinosaur one. I do want to give Avianos a solid hit. I feel like I need to have a notebook for that. I need to note down what they've done so that, like, I can fucking turn the shit on them. Give me 1 second to set something up real quick. I'm prepping. I want to prep for the raid so I can go out once Hammy's gone live. Because we're getting into the any minute now zone. More or less. Sorry, bear with me. I almost pressed all the buttons I want to press. Okay, there we go. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, let's see. Let's walrus it a little. It's a little walrusing. I'd not give Waldorf's Journey like a hard shot, I think. This is the fucking old school launcher game. This is like a flash game. And I've already failed. I died instantly. Just go back to sleep. Go back to sleep, dummy. He's very shaped. I do like the vibe of this game. And I've just now realized, if you start sliding on the ice, if you hit a button to crouch and charge up, you stop sliding. That's big. That's a huge... Oh no. I want to get that fish. I think I want to get that fish. Puffhead! Key? I probably need that key, don't I? Can I... Oh, wind? Oh, there's wind. Fuck, there's wind! I died. Oh. Surely not. I think it's a randomly generated map, too. I'm not sure. Let me get that shell. Okay, I got it. Actually, doesn't really slide that bad, does he? They slid worse. Oh! Oh! Hey! Ball? How do I interact? Oh. Welcome to Princess Penguin's Provisions. I can buy a canned fish, restore energy to those flippers, or a propeller. A few seconds of precision flying. I can buy... one of each. Okay, I think I'm good, though. I think I don't need to... anything else? I can do a big jump. Oh, big boy hit the floor. Big boy died. I died. Big boy died. Oh. Does Puffin have anything to say to me, or are you just a guy who's here? Oh, fuck! I think I made him angry. I go straight up. I just go straight up and take a bite. It's good to know I go straight up. Actually, very good to know that. Oh, I was, like, there, too. So I think the ball is, like... Test out a jump. See how that one's gonna go. Like, as I can see, the jump I was gonna make would have been ass. So I'll do this instead. Gaming. That's gaming. Hey, that's gaming. That's a gaming to me. How do I... To land on it? Do I need a key? I need a key. I'm not gonna get that thing. I'll die. Oh, fuck. It is Riz. Oh! The Puffin! Okay, so I activated a Puffin, who's a helpful Puffin. They're coming for your teeth. What?! They want my tusks. Okay. Now, for a second, I was like, what are you talking about? And I remembered that it's a very real issue. I had forgotten briefly about the ivory trade. No, I need to full send that. What's with these guys? Hold on. Oh, they're just problems. They're problems is what they are. I learned that today. Shit. Oh. Hi, Princess Penguin. Can't fish for me? Peller for me? The music is immaculate. Right? I'm not the only one feeling that, right? That's gonna vanish for sure, right? Oh! I take a fucking bite. Oh, it's just you go. You just go. Okay. I wanted to get some air time, some verticality, on account of the terrible winds. You villain. You beast upon the earth. Look how fucking... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. If you hit the flying squid fuckers, the cuttlefish assholes, whatever that was, while you're in flight and the wind's behind you, it's over. That was it. I was done. I could not reclaim control. Fucking facts learned. Wow. Checking something. Not quite. We're on that zone. We're in that zone. What's gonna happen any second now? Just clear all this out so I can more readily see it, right? Clean up my notifications. Go ahead and go back to chat. Go back to chat screen. Because there's gonna be no more progressing. We're just gonna hang out a bit, waiting for Ham to go live. We're gonna go ahead and raid Indoor. Doing a 2.0 model debut. Friend of the show. Someone I believe I've mostly got guided into her via Owen. I've had a good time hanging out. Oh, stretch out. Throat hurt a little bit because I don't usually talk like I got very excited. For some reason, I started talking about Mega Man. The thing I like so much, I tattooed it on my body, and I just wanted to keep talking about it. Drink a water, drink a soda, that's the way. Oh, and Ham is live. All right. Diggers coming out. I appreciate it, truly do. We are on the cruise. I know, I'm sorry about missing I missed a couple streams last week. I apologize for that. Honestly, a lot of it was weird mood stuff, you know, just December. Right? December hits, and you're in a certain situation, and you get in some moods. A couple times like missed the stream after the Game Awards because my throat fucking hurt from yelling about pod racing, and I will yell about pod racing again. But yeah, next time, usual days, kick back in Tuesday for sure. I am going to get back into Illusion of Gaia. Like, it's gonna be Illusion of Gaia on Tuesday for sure. On Thursday, it's probably going to be Crosscode. Now I'm thinking about it. On Friday, I might play Routine. I pick up that game Routine. The one that's like super cassette futurism, like scary robots horror. I really liked its aesthetic. Friday, I might even go a little early. Probably not, but maybe. We'll see how I'm feeling. But Friday, I want to try to crack open Routine and play the whole thing. That's like a 6-hour game. So I'm thinking about a long stream Friday of Routine. We'll see. I'll let y'all know, one way or the other. Keep an eye on my Twitter, on my Blue Sky. One day I'll have my Discord open, but that day's not today. Anyway, Hammy is live. I'm going to hit the button. I'm going to double check and make sure I spelled it right. I don't think I've rated her before. Okay, we're right. We're good? We're good. We're going into our loading screen. I forgot that I had... Of all the things that don't work, the Discord notifications I put in is working just fine. Don't that beat all? I called it the Jug Pit. Hey, I don't. It's not called the Jug Pit. I'm changing that. It's just called the Pat Ware Show. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, yeah, thank you guys for coming out. I will see you guys on Tuesday. Good night, dear friends. Good night.